250 Commission. I'm Leslie Rainey, Regent of Oneida Chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution.
And I'm Alexis Albright, historian for Oneida County and the Village of Oriskany. And
we want you to love the history where you live.
What is the Declaration of Independence? So, what is the Declaration of Independence? This important document was created by delegates from the 13 colonies when they formed the Second Continental Congress in Philadelphia in the summer of 1776, amid mounting tensions with Britain. The Declaration was drafted on July 2nd and adopted on July 4th. The Declaration was then read aloud in the days that followed and became a foundational document of the United States, officially declaring the 13 United Colonies of North America free from the rule of the British monarchy.
The vote for independence was unanimous, with New York abstaining because the delegates had not yet been authorized to vote in favor of independence, but it did happen on July 18, 1776. The Declaration of Independence continues to inspire people from around the world to fight for freedom and equality.
The Potting Shed Antiques in Whitesboro is buying silver, gold, gold-filled, vintage costume, estate jewelry, and U.S. and Canadian coins. They've been your hometown buyer for over 50 years. While other gold and silver buyers claim to offer the highest prices, the Potting Shed Antiques actually delivers. Let Don Hartman take a look at your individual pieces or your entire collection. The Potting Shed Antiques, open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Please call ahead for an appointment. Visit thepottingshedantiques.com.
We're your neighbors, friends, and your family. We care about our community, your business, and most important, you.
We support charities like the United Way, McMahon Ryan Child Advocacy Center, who are the members of IBW Local 43 and NECA Contractors. You don't just see our work, you live it. From the JMA Wireless Dome, hospitals, schools, and city buildings, the IBEW is part of the community.
Central New York's future is bright, and the IBEW Local 43 and NECA will continue to help light, power, and grow Central New York.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number, 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Our locally owned and operated small businesses are the heartbeat of our community. The WIBX Industry Aces stand out as leaders in their fields, like Scharf Plumbing and Drain. The Scharf family has been providing plumbing and drain services to the Mohawk Valley for over a century, offering many services, including sewer repair, repiping, water heater repair, and replacement, and more. They're more than plumbers. They're a family dedicated to getting the job done. Support one of these fantastic industry aces today.
Play. celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, 6:25 at his first news, Keeler in the morning, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. Are we up on YouTube? We are up on YouTube this morning. Good morning. Where else are we available? On the WIBX 950 mobile app. Yes, that's right. How we doing? Smitty is sore. So a couple of assists last night, huh? It was the Citron wheelchair basketball game, of course, featuring some of the standout alum from Syracuse University. Brandon Trish and Roosevelt Bowie were there. And go ahead.
Roosevelt Bowie is...
He's tall.
Yeah.
He towered over you and Uncle Jimmy, I saw in the photos. I mean, like you guys are up to basically his sternum, you know, the top of his rib cage, essentially.
But I was sitting
essentially.
I was sitting on the bench with him after he came back from signing autographs with people, and I asked him straight out. I said, Rosie, because that's what they call him. I said, did Syracuse make the right decision with GMAC? He said, yes, he did. That he should have been the man all along, he said.
Well, that's interesting because, you know, we talked about this after the passing of Rush, and there are plenty of examples that you can point to. After you have a legend, and I mentioned Rush Limbaugh, there are others, it's very difficult to be the guy who replaces the guy or the person. You know, I'm sure it's very similar in women's basketball programs when, I can't think of her name off the top of my head, a dominant head coach steps aside.
Look at Gino Auriemma from Connecticut, who will replace him after he retires. Or Pat Summitt in Tennessee.
Pat Summitt was who I was thinking of. Thank you.
Or at Dawn Staley at South Carolina.
I don't know Dawn Staley.
Kim Melke, who the girl that wears all the psychedelic outfits at LSU.
Wow, I'm impressed with your women's college basketball knowledge, Smitty. That's very good. Exactly. It's difficult to come in and fill those shoes because any failures are put under a microscope and really accentuated because you immediately think, well, if Boeheim was here, how would this have been handled, or couldn't it have been done better? So Autry was in between. We hope there's going to be great things for the Syracuse University men's basketball program and the women's program, frankly. But I do have to say it's different because the landscape in college basketball is changing so much. And these players, you know, they generate a ton of money. Now they're making a ton of money. And there's a transfer portal. If you get an opportunity, someone waves a little bit more money in your direction, you transfer it for a different school. That obviously breaks up the continuity. And when you're building a program, it's about being here. I don't want to say from beginning to end because obviously these players do have eligibility for the NBA. But being here for a couple of years, building something, developing something, not just, hey, I'm going to come and play 18 games with the program and try to score as many points as I possibly can. Build my stock to make myself look as great as I possibly can so that in the hopes that when I do enter the NBA draft, or, you know, there's another thing too, there's programs in Europe, in many other countries. I want to say, who's the rapper who, is it J. Cole? Who is now a professional basketball player in China?
Yeah, he only did one. He only did one game and said, "I'm done."
So I don't want to get too much of a sidebar on this, but there are other opportunities. But it's about developing your stock and making yourself look good, not necessarily being a team player and helping build a program. So we'll see how Jerry McNamara does there. Obviously, he had some success at Siena in a short term. But again, I think Siena is still in a more traditional model of come to a program, help build it, be a part of something, not let me get as much out of this as I possibly can for myself and every dollar and dime that comes with it.
Let's go to the man who's on his way here right now to help you with the show, the Load Report with Joe Load.
Oh,
morning, Joe.
Joe, Davey said, and I hope it's not true, you're not coming down that hill in a wheelchair, are you?
No.
Oh, you're driving today. Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm driving, and running a little late because you know, it was quite the party in Alder Creek last night.
I wish I could have made it up there.
Dude, it was so much fun. I mean, I never saw so much neon since the 80s.
So what was the deal again? Why was it neon themed?
It was an 80s theme. So 80s. Well, in the 80s, they had the neon bracelets and you know, all the colors and crazy colors we had back then. But also, you know, it was funny. This group of girls from Remsen and Poland area came in, and they had almost like the tights or the sweatpants and then the shorts over the sweatpants. Do you remember that whole era where we used to wear shorts over our sweatpants? Why? I have no idea, but it was the style. It was the fashion back then.
I don't remember that. I think I might have been too young, but
You're young. Yeah, I keep forgetting I'm the old guy. Bill would remember. You know, he was more of a rocker. He was probably too cool for shorts over sweatpants. But
I bet you Bill was a rocker.
He had his own band. He had his own band back then.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
But it was so much fun. I did see some big hair, so I'm sure there was some private stock Aquanet laying around, and the girls got right into the big hair, and in very good fashion. Yeah, so Kratzy's was a lot of fun last night.
That's awesome. You say you don't see any neon anymore. Have you not been to a rave, Joe? Have you not been to a rave? No, I'm just kidding. I have not been to a rave.
It's been years since I've been to a rave, but you know, I know these whole boomer they call them boomer festivals pop up all over the place, mostly in Europe though. And but yeah, there's I think less neon and less clothes at those parties, but that's a different story.
Did you get your bowl of chowder last night, Joe?
You know, they have Bang Bang shrimp, which is my favorite, so I did have that. I didn't have the chowder but I'm going to tell you, I don't know if you noticed, but it was hot as hell yesterday.
Yeah, it was warm for sure.
Dude, I was sweating setting up. I'm just not used to this. Either I put a lot of weight on, or I'm not ready for summer yet, I guess.
Well, maybe it's a combination of both, Joe.
Could be. But I think maybe the first one. Maybe the first one for sure.
No, I'll tell you, and I'll get more into this, but it was very warm yesterday, and I had to do a very sad thing yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah, so I'll say our family had to put a dog down, and it was very difficult for my son. So after the fact, I was asked, hey, can we bury the dog in your backyard, and then we're going to get like a little, you know, mini headstone to mark the location of a dog that, you know, we had for 19 years. And it was really sad, but I had to dig a hole in that heat yesterday. And I'm telling you, I was about 2 scoops in to the ground, and I'm hitting rock and everything else. I didn't realize I had so many rocks in my backyard. And the sweat was pouring off me like I was standing under a shower.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah, I was about, like I said, I was 2 minutes into it, and I'm like, whew, I think I'm going to have to go sit down and take a break. I mean, soaked from just the heat, the humidity, and the fact that I was trying to dig a hole in the sunshine. So
imagine if you get a baseball game yesterday.
Yeah, no, it would have been hot. I got one today. Is it supposed to be again? We're not hitting 80 today again, are we?
No, 65.
All right. Well, mine says here 70. I'll take it. That's doable.
Yeah. You know what's crazy, Jeff? When I moved into my house here in Remsen, I was raking. So there was like a black silhouette of a like it looked like a black lab leaning up against the fence, you know. Yeah. And as I was raking the side yard for the first time moving in, you know, I found a headstone, like a regular granite headstone from a cemetery with this black lab engraved into it, and it was the family pet, and they buried it right there in the yard.
Joe, you just gave me an idea, because we were discussing the idea of, like, are we doing a headstone? If you're ordering something online, you have no idea what the quality is going to be. So is it going to stand up in the winter and so on? Is it going to be able to deal with the weather and the conditions, and for how long? But if we did like a silhouette of the dog and to put that in the ground and mark that spot, that might be a cool thing, a cool way to remember.
Yeah, and you can definitely weatherize a piece of wood or something, you know, to And not for nothing, Jeff, if you did the silhouette in plywood and then just sprayed the rhino lining kind of spray over it like they do in the truck beds, it would be black and it would be weather resistant.
Interesting. Well, that's I think my son's got a bit of an artistic hand. I don't. That's for sure. So I wonder if it'd be something he would want to create. And because it was, needless to say, he's 10 years old. It was a tough day yesterday for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty
You can
sad.
always find a nice piece of slate, too. Nice piece of slate rock. You can paint something on there. You can polyurethane over it and set the slate stone as a marker. That would be nice, too.
Yeah. So, all right. So you're heading down.
Yeah, I'm en route right now on Route 12 south, heading your way. So, yes.
Awesome. We'll see you in a few. We're going to touch base here with Smitty, who can't lift his arms above his elbow, where his elbow is, because of his arms are so sore this morning.
That's great. The photos looked great. It looked like Smitty was having a great time. I see Joe Griffo was there, and our beloved senator, and looked like a wild time. Smitty, of course, with all the photos of all the people.
Yeah, Smitty's good at that. He goes a lot of places and gets a lot of celebs on in his photos. All right, we'll see you in a few, Joe.
Well,
thank you, brother.
We'll see you in a few.
Coming up, we'll talk, as we do on Friday mornings, with Willie Waffle here this morning. What's new in the movie theater? What's new on the streaming platforms, etc. And then, was it this week that the Pit finale was, where it was in movies on Monday?
He was kind of worked up over that.
So, unfortunately, Bill is not here because I wanted to get Bill's take on what the finale would be. Without giving any spoilers away, I certainly haven't watched the show, but I know he's all in on this program.
But that Super Mario Brothers is raking in money, Jeff.
Have you seen it?
No.
I know a couple. I shouldn't say a couple. I know one guy in particular who is an adult. I recently ran into him, and I hadn't seen him in a while. And he goes, "Have you taken your son to see the Super Mario movie?" And I hadn't, but he's gone to see it. He went to go see it with Mama. So he's gone to see it 3 times, and not with his kids, just him. He's really big into Super Mario, like a nostalgia thing, where he loves it. He grew up on it. Those were, I think, his favorite characters growing up were Mario and Luigi. And so you're in on Super Mario, or you're not?
No.
There was a time where I was watching it as a child, and then, of course, when the video games came out with Nintendo, that was a huge thing, certainly promotionally, for Super Mario. But I don't know. It's an animated? Is it 3D? Is it, or are there actual actors? I don't know. We'll ask Willie.
Yeah.
We'll ask Willie coming up in a few minutes. All right. Now, I mentioned the unfortunate thing we had to do yesterday, saying goodbye to a 4-legged member of the family. To what you went through yesterday, what ended up being the score? What was your experience? Let's talk more about your night, because you came in this morning and said, "I'm tired and I'm sore." Like I said, you can't really move your arms too much this morning.
It was a tremendous honor to play in this game. I was privileged to be asked to replace Bill, and seeing these athletes in these chairs, Jimmy Joseph, Herman Garrick, unbelievable.
They do it. It's second nature to them.
And Herman's going to be participating in the Boston Marathon on Monday. They announced when they were introducing him, and he's past Boilermaker wheelchair winner. It's just phenomenal, and it's a lot of work to put in for these. You got to move. You got to move the wheels on the wheelchair. You got to turn backwards to try to go back when they shoot the other basket. It's tiring.
Yeah.
I mean,
and how long were you out there?
5 minutes. They broke us down into 4 groups.
Yep.
At 5 players each, and then towards the end of the second half, we did like 8 players.
8 on 5.
Yeah.
Try to.
We ended up scoring like 23 or 24 points, and they ended up scoring 48.
Wow.
Yeah.
So was it 5-minute quarters?
Yeah.
Is that what
5 minute quarters. It was 20 minutes, and then 5 at 15, and then they sent another. The coach sent another 5 of us in.
Yeah, that's a great event. I'm glad they do it, and I'm glad you were a part of it. As you said, it was an honor, and
I
glad you had a good time, bud.
So I was real quick. I was pulling up into the parking lot, and the security goes, "You can't pull in here." I said, "Yeah, but I'm playing in the game." So he looked. He says, "Keeler." I said, "No, I'm taking his place." He says, "Are you? I know who you are. You're the guy that's in the glass behind the call screener thing. You know who it was? You remember RV?
Yeah.
It was his son."
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, he wanted to thank us for letting he knew his dad was banned a couple times, and he wanted to thank us for having him as a listener and putting up with his dad.
Well, RV was he made us laugh
he sure
several
did.
times, and he was contested on the free money question of the day.
Yeah,
I'm glad you got to meet his son.
Yeah, great great guy.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that,
And then
Smitty.
Cordelia from Rome was there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Of course, our man on the beat reporter, who's going to be calling in later, Stefan was there.
Okay. All right, well, so we'll hear from Stefan this morning. Did you sign any autographs?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, well.
I did bring my pens, though.
Yeah. and did you get autographs?
Yes.
Bowie, Trish, and anybody else?
I just got Bowie and Trish.
Yeah.
I already have Aaron Hamlin on a big 11 by 18 picture.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tremendous event. We'll get into this when Joe comes in. Well, maybe I'll break for news. One of these stories is in the news. As a matter of fact, two of them are in the news, and this is about our situation with Iran. We'll get the latest coming up. Let me do a news update now. We'll check your Weather Center forecast as well. You can go ahead and cue it from there. Smitty, we currently have cloudy skies and 56 degrees. It is 6:42. President Trump says Iran really wants to make a deal. Speaking to reporters outside the White House today, Trump said Iran is willing to do things today they weren't willing to do 2 months ago, adding that a deal could happen quickly. Trump pointed to the U.S. naval blockade as one of the drivers pushing Iran to the bargaining table. The Justice Department is investigating sexual misconduct allegations against former California Democratic Congressman Eric Swalwell. That is according to several reports. At least 5 women have come forward with accusations against him. President Trump in Phoenix today to tout his economic agenda and energize Republicans before the midterm elections. Trump will speak along with Erica Kirk at a Turning Point USA rally titled Build the Red Wall. The federal government opening an online portal for businesses to apply for tariff refunds. Many of the Trump administration's tariffs were struck down this year by the Supreme Court, opening the door for businesses to start submitting claims. That portal, called Consolidated Administration and Processing of Entries, or CAPE, will open for applications on April 20th. Virginia lawmakers expressing shock and grief after the violent deaths of former Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax and his wife. Police believe Fairfax shot his wife, then killed himself at their home in Annandale early on Thursday. Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger called the shooting a horrific tragedy and asked Virginians to pray for the Fairfax children. And Tom Cruise will return for Top Gun 3. The script for the follow-up to Top Gun Maverick is currently being written. The 2022 film raked in $1.5 billion at the global box office. A release date for Top Gun 3 has not yet been announced. We have cloudy skies, 56 degrees at 6:44.
Some lingering showers around this morning in some spots. No severe weather expected today. Little patchy fog slowing your roll, reducing visibility, and developing sunshine near 70 degrees. Pleasant night tonight, 50, 40s Adirondacks. Small chance of a shower on Saturday with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Otherwise, a nice 75. Showers and maybe some steadier rain Saturday night into Sunday. Sunday's high only in the low 40s. Some spots by Sunday night could actually see some snowflakes. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy and 56. It is 6:45.
When you're due for a colonoscopy, it may not be something you look forward to, but it is one of the most important screenings you can do to protect your long-term health. Better prevention starts with staying on schedule. That's why at Community Memorial, we offer better access to colonoscopy screening with some of the shortest wait times in the area, so you can get it done and move forward with confidence. Our team includes board-certified doctors Gregory Rippich and Niels Thomas McBride, who use advanced technology designed for thorough, effective screening in a single visit. And because everything happens right here at Community Memorial, better coordination keeps the process simple. One location, one team, and clear communication from start to finish. It's all part of our commitment to delivering better access to the preventative care you need, when you need it. Learn more at communitymemorial.org. For colonoscopy screening, get better at CMH in Hamilton.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
I didn't switch to Pure Talk just because I wanted to save 50% off the same 5G service I'd been paying twice as much for. I switched because I like the idea of being in business with a wireless company that supports our veterans in a meaningful way. Pure Talk also creates American jobs every day by keeping their entire operation in this country. I appreciate that. If you feel the same, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Start your savings at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Now through April 30th, get up to $130 off instantly on the purchase of 4 new Bridgestone or Firestone tires. This instant rebate includes popular models like the Bridgestone Dueler and Firestone Destination tires. Don't wait. These offers end March 31st. Visit Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com.
Clearing out your home or commercial building, John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation will handle it for you. We handle residential or any size commercial property, before and after estate sale cleanouts, or any junk removal service. John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation is a 5-star rated and background checked business, providing service you can count on, and we're fully insured in the industry. Call John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation today and take the stress out of your mess.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Back here, Bill is back with us on Monday at 6:48, a Friday morning. Looking toward the weekend, enjoying some nice weather, but things will change a bit on Monday in the short term. We'll be back into the mid-50s by Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm just glad the weather is finally changing, although that sudden change, it's hot. Like Joe was talking about, all of a sudden you go from whatever we've been dealing with for the last couple of weeks, and then it's 81 and muggy already in mid-April. Your body's not quite ready for it, so you sweat a bit. But look, I would rather deal with the heat than the snow. So, Willie, are you with me on that? You'd rather deal with the heat than the snow?
How much snow? That's the difference, okay? You know, I know, because I'm miserable when it's muggy and sweaty and nasty out. I do not like. I'm a husky man. Okay, when it's cooler out, when it's snowy out, I feel happy. I'm in my good place.
Okay, fair enough. Listen, I don't have your sheet, so I'm flying a little blind here. But there's a couple things I do want to hit this morning. One, I wish Bill was here because I know he'd be all excited about this. I know it was in the theaters on Monday, and then it aired last night. Did you watch the finale of The Pit? Without giving any spoilers, what did you think?
Oh, God, of course I watched it. Oh, I'll probably watch it again tonight. I mean, listen, I love the show. I think it's fantastic. I think that, the finale was everything that we've seen and that we should expect from The Pit. One more crazy trauma. People trying to wrap up their storylines from the season and leaving enough hanging to where you're going to be wondering, how are they going to address this when we get to season 3 next year in January? God, I can't believe we got to wait until January for the next season. Oh, it's too much. It's too much.
Yeah. So you enjoyed it. You want to go back and watch it again? You know, I'm somewhat. There's a couple of shows. Breaking Bad is one, Sopranos is another, where if you go back and you start rewatching, you pick up all these things you never saw before.
No, I think that's a sign of a really good TV program.
Yeah.
And probably the sign of a good movie, too. You know, like, if I watch this again, there are going to be things that I missed the first. Because, the first time around, we're focused in on the main story, the main plot, what's happening, what's going to be the twist. And, when you watch it on the second time around, you start to really appreciate a good show that's put in the work to really create a depth to it and to really, kind of give you these little things that when you pick up on them in the second time, you realize how brilliant and how important they are.
Did you get any spoilers from Monday to Thursday when it debuted in theaters versus when it was streamed live last night?
I will have to say thank you to everybody who kept their mouths shut. I did not see any spoilers. I did not have anything ruined for me. There is a big scene at the end that was not ruined. I say thank you to that. It worked out really, really well. So
good.
But please, dear God, pit people, don't do this again. Don't ever put the finale in theaters before it airs on HBO Max. It's a betrayal. It is a betrayal to all of us who are there in front of our streaming devices on a Thursday night at 9:00.
Well, it gets to this thing, too, where I'm going to try to cross over between sports and entertainment. You might have, you follow a team for so long, you buy the jerseys, you buy all this stuff, and then all of a sudden they play on a Thursday night and you got to pay a subscription fee to watch the game. It's like, look, I already subscribed to this service so I can watch the show. Now, if I want to watch it early, I got to go pay a fee at a movie theater to watch it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the way that corporations have found to extract more money from our wallets is getting more and more disgusting. And you just hit it right there on the head. It's like, I'm a big, I've told you guys, I'm a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan,
Right.
And I watch them every week. And all of a sudden you're going to throw one of the games on Netflix? On Netflix? What are you talking about?
Right, right.
The Yankees are notorious for this year, and I shouldn't blame the team. I really blame Major League Baseball.
Right.
But they've got games on Amazon and on here and on there and on. It's impossible to keep up at some point.
Yeah, or it's on Apple, or it's like, oh my gosh, how many subscriptions do I have to have? And I'm gonna try to reach my arm up there and pat myself on the back because several years ago, Bill was always big on the streaming, and I said, look, I understand you don't like what you're paying with Spectrum, but at the same time, if there's 8 different providers or a dozen different providers, initially to welcome you in, they'll charge you $1.99 or $4.99 or $5.99, but after you've been a customer for a while and they have a proven product, they're just going to jack the prices. You're going to be paying more than you were paying to Spectrum to have these 8 or 10 different providers.
It is shocking and amazing to see how streaming has completely mimicked the way cable developed over the years, right? Like you just said, started off with really cheap price and no commercials. Then, they started raising the prices a little bit. Oh, and then we're going to put in some commercials, but you can pay more if you don't want to see the commercials. Yeah, they're doing the same playbook, man. It's disappointing.
All right, and then before we get to your list of movies, Smitty told me to ask you, are you excited for, it's a big WrestleMania weekend this weekend, I understand.
Oh, it's huge. This is the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, 6 o'clock, and I guess both shows are going 6 to 10:30. So, I'm going to be sports entertained when this weekend is over, my friends.
I got you.
It is going to be exciting. I am so excited. I love WrestleMania. I think it's a big, massive spectacle. I wish they didn't have so many celebrities involved, but it's the big payoff for all the stories we've been watching. It's the Super Bowl of wrestling, man. I'm ready.
Now a 2-night event. They found a way to stretch that out and make more money on. They did it as well.
And it's on ESPN, which you need to pay $30 for, unless you're already a cable subscriber. Then you can sign up through your cable company.
So, Willie, what do we have on tap that you want to break down for us this weekend?
Oh man, what are we talking about? Well, let's start from. How about we go from worst to first?
Let's do it.
Worst is going to be Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Oh dear God, yes. And it's not your grandma's mummy. It's not your mummy's mummy. It's not your mummy. There's no Brendan Fraser. There's no Tom Cruise. There's just like using the name and coming up with a convoluted way to get a mummy involved so they can just do a horror movie. So, the story is that you've got this family that's in Cairo, near the mummies, right? And the little girl goes missing, and eventually the family ends up moving back to New Mexico, but the little girl is found 8 years later. Why, she's found wrapped in bandages in a sarcophagus. That's the Mummy tie-in, man. But, of course, when she gets back to her family, everything's creepy. The girl is creepy. The situations are creepy. It's just a mess because, well, it feels like she's possessed. And I think the movie is just like over-the-top grossness, over-the-top music, over-the-top scares, over-the-top shocks. I mean, Lee Cronin has done some smaller horror movies over the past few years, and you get this feeling he's trying to prove what he can do with a big budget. And he's going to stretch this movie out to 2 hours and 15 minutes. There's nothing justifying that. We don't care that much. I mean, he really is more focused in on the art of the gore than telling the story. So I'm at 1.5 waffles for it. Lee Cronin's The Mummy. See, at least we know who we can blame. We blame Lee Cronin.
He puts it right out there. 1.5 waffles for Lee Cronin's The Mummy. What else you got?
Then we've got Margot's Got Money Troubles, the new Apple TV Plus series with an amazing cast. I mean, Elle Fanning, Nicole Kidman, Michelle Pfeiffer, Nick Offerman, and it's eight episodes long. They've got 3 episodes out there right now. They're going to give you 1 new episode every Wednesday. Elle Fanning is a college gal who gets pregnant and drops out and becomes a single mother, and she's having trouble finding ways to get a job and make some money. So she turns to something unconventional. Am I allowed to say it on the air? I guess I will. OnlyFans.
Oh, okay.
God.
Yeah, and it's taking a long time to develop this series. I mean, literally at the end of episode 3 is when the OnlyFans thing happens. I mean, so I feel like it's almost like they're trying. This is based on a book, and I feel like they're trying to draw it out as long as possible and try to fill it with as much as they can, so they have material from the book for maybe 2 full seasons instead of just 1. Right?
Right.
So, you just get like a lot of slowness here, but the acting is fabulous. I mean, Elle Fanning is really great as kind of immature kid who's got to wise up real fast and become a mom real fast. I love Nick Offerman in the show. I think he actually steals the show, to be honest with you. I mean, just these deep emotions he has as this guy who feels he's let his daughter down, but now he's got a second chance, and the joy that he gets from that. I'm at 2.5 waffles. I think if they give us a little bit more action in the next few episodes, we'll be in a good place.
Willie, how about the resurgence of Michelle Pfeiffer, though?
Good for her. Well,
Madison, she's in that series.
One. Yep. Well, she's in this one because it's written by her husband, David E. Kelly.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. But I think it's great that she's come back in shows now. I do.
It's been great. Yeah, she did like an Amazon movie at Christmas time. She's doing the Madison. She's doing this. Good for her.
Yeah. Way to go, Michelle.
Joe's excited. All right, Willie, we got 60 seconds left. What do you got?
We've got Normal. This is the Bob Odenkirk movie in theaters. He takes the gig as a temporary sheriff in a small little Minnesota town where nothing is ever supposed to happen. But he's going to find the deep, dark secret, and it's going to put him in danger. It's a good movie. It's got some overused elements, and I think it goes for bloody when it doesn't really need to. But I think it works because Odenkirk is so perfect as this world-weary sheriff, and all the action that happens around him. I love the twists and turns. I'm at 3 waffles for Normal. I think that's the one you want to watch.
All right, 3 waffles for Normal. Willie Waffle joins us each Friday and breaks down the latest things, whether it's on your streaming service or in the movie theaters. And we really enjoyed, Willie. Enjoy WrestleMania this weekend.
I am going. Oh, we're going to have a good time. Oh, I'm telling you. Wait till he comes into work Monday and tells you all about it. It's going to be good.
All right, Willie Waffle, thank you so much. We're back.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 From the WB Payne Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
They were up to the wee hours in the House. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Without objection, the bill is engrossed, read a third time, and passed.
That unanimous consent at about 2 a.m. came after a lot of dissent in the House over extending a controversial FISA provision key for national security set to expire Monday, so they only approved a short-term version.
It's a 10-day extension for Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, now expiring April 30th. There was enough Republican opposition to reject a 5-year extension with some changes to the FISA program, or an 18-month extension with no changes, supported by President Trump. It's been a years-long debate weighing national security and privacy concerns. The program allows federal agencies to spy on foreigners outside the country, but Americans' communications can be collected and analyzed without a warrant as part of those investigations.
Fox's Chris Foster. There's going to be one more Democrat in the House, a Bernie Sanders-backed progressive.
We did the impossible and we won.
Anna Lilia Mejia won a special election in New Jersey to fill the House seat left vacant when fellow Democrat Mikey Sherrill became governor. Mejia beat Republican Joe Hathaway by about 20 points. It's day 5 of the U.S. military blockade on the Strait of Hormuz, blocking all ships to or from Iran's ports, and so far 14 ships have been turned away.
President Trump says the U.S. blockade might end up being more powerful than the bombing, as the blockade is estimated to be costing Iran up to hundreds of millions of dollars in losses per day. The president says, believe it or not, the U.S. is on better terms with Iran right now. He thinks a more permanent deal is coming, and the ceasefire may not need to be extended.
That's Fox's Matt Finn in Dubai. And as that ceasefire with Iran is in week 2, it is day 2 of the one between Israel and Lebanon, where Israel has been waging war against Hezbollah militants. More than 2,000 people have been killed in that fighting. 1 million others have been displaced, and some are returning home today as that truce holds. America's listening to Fox News.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55. But unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-809-7171. That's 800-809-7171.
The U.S. has removed more immigrants here illegally in the Trump deportation agenda, flying them to Congo and Africa, where about 15 people landed early this morning. All are from Latin America and had gotten legal protection from U.S. judges not to be returned to their home countries. A change is coming at ICE as Democrats keep demanding immigration and customs enforcement reform.
Sources tell Fox News acting ICE Director Todd Lyons submitted his resignation letter to Homeland Security Secretary Mark Wayne Mullin, explaining he wants to spend more time with his family, including his sons, who are, in his words, reaching a pivotal point in their lives. Lyons said he plans to stay on the job through May to help with the transition process and then segue into the private sector, adding, "It's been a privilege to serve under President Trump." Finding a replacement for Lyons will be one of the first big moves for Secretary Mullin. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
Oil prices are down more than 3% this morning, and stock futures are higher. The day after the NASDAQ rose a 12th straight session, closing at another record high. The S&P 500 also hit a new record. A former NBA player and coach caught up in a gambling scandal, arrested along with more than 30 others. is going to admit he's guilty.
Damon Jones, who previously pleaded not guilty, has a change of plea hearing scheduled for April 28th. He's accused of profiting from rigged poker games and providing sports bettors with insider information about Lakers players, including LeBron James and Anthony Davis, while he was a coach with the team. Two other prominent former players, Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups, have both pleaded not guilty. I'm Tim McMaster, Fox News.
Tonight, the last two NBA playoff spots will be set. Orlando will play Charlotte for the 8th seed in the East, then Golden State faces Phoenix for the 8th in the West. In baseball, the San Diego Padres won their 8th straight game beating Seattle. Tampa Bay and Detroit also won, extending the Rays and Tigers streaks to 6 games. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
We have cloudy skies, 57 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 7:05. This news update is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Clinton Middle School is closed today for students and staff after a threat mentioned a mass shooting. That shooting plot, which involved 3 teenage students, was supposed to happen today during lunch hour. Those 3 students were all arrested, and the superintendent says they will not be returning to campus. A meeting is also being planned where the community can express their concerns about the threat. There is a new crisis center in the city of Utica offering people who need mental health support 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The Upstate Caring Partners Supportive Crisis Stabilization Center is located on Oswego Street. It provides immediate care for individuals experiencing emotional distress, substance abuse challenges, and other issues. The facility is the 5th state-funded crisis stabilization center to begin operations and serves all of Oneida County. State lawmakers will keep on running, the state government, will keep on running after state lawmakers passed yet another budget extender. The latest extender will remain in place through Monday as the legislature and governor keep trying to hammer out another budget agreement well past the April 1st deadline. Assembly Speaker Carl Heastie believes discussions are moving in the right direction. The last on-time budget in New York State was way back in 2010. After an invitation from State Senator Joe Griffo, the state's DMV Commissioner, Mark Schroeder, was visiting Utica on Thursday. He also stopped to meet with Oneida County Clerk Mary Finnegan and Madison County Clerk Michael Cavill to discuss recent upgrades to the state's DMV system and how those changes are affecting local offices. Back in February, the DMV system was shut down for almost a week for a complete overhaul. The initial initiative was intended to modernize the system to give customers better and more streamlined service and also to help DMV staff more efficiently serve New Yorkers. And a 19-year-old facing charges after police say a fight broke out at the Stewart shop on Erie Boulevard in Rome. Officers determined the situation was domestic in nature and believe a 19-year-old man struck a 16-year-old girl. Police identified that man as Anthony Potter of Rome. He's now been charged with endangering the welfare of a child and obstructing governmental administration. He's currently being held in the county jail. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time is 7:08. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
Some lingering showers around this morning in some spots. No severe weather expected today. Little patchy fog slowing your roll, reducing visibility, and developing sunshine. Near 70 degrees. Pleasant night tonight, 50, 40s Adirondacks. Small chance of a shower on Saturday with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Otherwise, a nice 75. Showers and maybe some steadier rain Saturday night into Sunday. Sunday's high only in the low 40s. Some spots by Sunday night can actually see some snowflakes. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy skies, 57 degrees at 7:09. All right, in sports, the Knicks open up NBA playoff action on Saturday. They'll take on the Atlanta Hawks. Game 1 of a best-of-7 series. Now, back in 2021, the Hawks upset the Knicks, knocking them out in the first round. The final 2 playoff spots up for grabs in the play-in tournament tonight in the NBA. The Magic host the Hornets in the battle for the 8th seed in the East. The winner tonight advances to take on the Pistons in the first round. That game followed by the Phoenix Suns hosting the Golden State Warriors. They're also playing for the 8th seed in the West. The winner gets the West top seed and defending NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round. Head coach of the Heat is fine with the punishment that Hornets guard LaMelo Ball received. Eric Spoelstra told the media Thursday that Ball does not need to be penalized further. He was fined $35,000 for grabbing Bam Adebayo during Charlotte's win over Miami in the play-in tournament. Adebayo injured his back during the play and did not return. Ball was also fined $25,000 for using profanity in a post-game interview. Baseball action, the Yankees fell to the Angels 11-4 in the series finale in the Bronx. Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, and Ben Rice all went deep in defeat. The Yankees and Angels split the series 2-2. The Yankees now host the Royals for the start of a 3-game series that begins tonight. The Mets still riding an 8-game losing streak. They were off on Thursday, traveling to Chicago, where they open up a 3-game series against the Cubs tonight. Right-hander Kodai Senga is scheduled to pitch for the Mets this evening. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 7:10.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
Start your savings at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Now through April 30th, get up to $130 off instantly on the purchase of 4 new Bridgestone or Firestone tires. This instant rebate includes popular models like the Bridgestone Dueler and Firestone Destination tires. Don't wait. These offers end March 31st. Visit Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com.
Get ready for the ultimate country music getaway. Country superstar Riley Green is performing live along with Chris Young, Lauren Elena, and Randy Houser on the second voyage of the Top Shelf Country Cruise. Sailing March 2027 aboard the Celebrity Summit, departing in Tampa with stops in Key West, Bimini, and Cozumel. Enjoy 7 days of entertainment brought to you by Signature Cruise Experiences. Open booking is finally here, so go to TopShelfCountryCruise.com now to book your cabin.
Hello, Utica. This is Carrie Paleo from the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce. We're thrilled to introduce some of the newest members of our business network. Let's give them a true Utica welcome and show what it means to be part of this incredible community.
Blick Flick Photography. Check them out at blickflick.com. Covet Metaphysical and Heimowitz Arts, 106 Genesee Street, Utica. And SiteWorks Services, 116 Mohawk Street, Whitesboro.
By supporting the local economy, we'll keep building the future of Utica together. Greater Utica Chamber, empowering upstate New York.
Start your mornings with sharp insight and straight talk from me, Brian Kilmeade. Weekdays right after Keeler in the morning. Don't miss the Brian Kilmeade Show, breaking down the biggest stories in politics, business, and culture with the voices shaping the headlines. From Washington power players to everyday Americans, we ask the questions you want answered. Miss it during the week? Catch the weekend edition Saturday morning at 7. The Brian Kilmeade Show right after Keeler on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, 7:13, first news, Keeler in the morning on WIBX. Let me hop on YouTube and quickly check the messages before I get scolded for not reading any of them. They'll call me Jeff Behar again. Oh, no. They called me a liberal. All right, let's see here. Let's see. We do not have... Yes, we do. Okay.
This is from YouTube, you're saying?
It's from YouTube. Why, did I say it wrong?
No, I'm just wondering where you're getting these comments.
So Nick asked, Jeff, did your dog die? I missed it.
Yes.
So he says it's a tough thing to go through. Thank you, Nick. I do appreciate that. How do I want to say this? So obviously I'm no longer married. My son is 10, and we still get along great, right? Because it's all about, my son and, stability for him and healthy relationships. And not to mention she's an amazing woman and a fabulous mother. So we were dating almost 20 years ago when she got this dog.
Okay.
Officially, it was her dog, although she allowed me to name him. I named him Reyes after the then Mets shortstop, but we affectionately called him Ray Ray often. And he was a pug and a poodle mix. I mean, when she got him, she could hold her hands together like this. I mean, literally in the palm of the hand. He
was
so
that
tiny,
small.
Tiny.
What kind of dog?
A pug and a poodle.
Oh, pug poodle.
Pug and a poodle mix. So I think it's
Poodle?
funny.
A poodle?
When a pug-a-poo, I think is what it was. But imagine big me walking around, walking this like 9-pound dog, right? It was kind of comical. So the dog was very healthy throughout his years. I don't think he ever got cancer, but over the last 19 years he had been around, and he had lost. His eyes looked like that cloudy look when there's like where you pour oil and water, like motor oil in a puddle. Yeah. That very cloudy, filmy look, and then he couldn't hear either. When my son and I jokingly call them the Outlaws, but they're great and I love them. My former in-laws would go on vacation, like spring break type thing. I would watch him. Yeah. So he would come over and he would, I guess, play or interact with my dog a bit. Although my dog Shay feels like there's someone encroaching on her territory. Right. So she would be a little defensive. But there were no major issues. But so I realized I'm calling him, and I knew he had some vision issues. But I'm Ray, come here, Ray. Nothing. I get up out of the chair, and my foot hitting the floor, the vibration. He snaps his head around. I said, he can't hear anymore. No. So this was maybe 3 years ago. And then when I realized, he had the cloudy film look in his eyes, when I realized he was blind, he comes to my house. He's not familiar with it. Sure. So he walks into the door and then stood there and was doing the like barking at the door. And I'm like, it's a door, not a dog. So, but, and you could tell more recently, especially, he was really struggling to walk. It's sometimes struggling to stand up. Essentially, he was just kind of existing, and we decided, he was in pain, and we put him down. So unfortunately,
you got a lot of years out of that.
19 years, yeah.
I mean, that doesn't. I don't think that happens with most breeds.
It doesn't, and that's what I tried to explain to my son, was that he lived a very long, happy, healthy, beautiful life. What if Reyes only lived to be 13? Right. It would have been 6 years gone. He didn't get hit by a car or have a tragic accident or be stricken with some illness. This was a beautiful thing. So he's still struggling with it just a little bit. Yeah. But then, like I said yesterday, we went and I dug up a hole in the backyard with way more rocks than I anticipated finding. Boy, the equipment we pulled out of the garage to get this, I'm like, get the pickaxe, get this, get that. Man, I pulled up some decent-sized rocks out of the yard, but anyway, that was Nick asking. Was watching minor league baseball. Nobody goes to these games. How do they survive? Well, I think it is a development league for Major League Baseball. I don't know necessarily, let's say the Syracuse Mets, I'm sure they strive to turn a profit, but I don't necessarily know that's the goal, because I think there's a reliance on the big league club if they come up short.
Well, yeah, and you always have players that come down for injuries, and that's a draw. And, sure. And you know what? I think it's more of an entertainment thing with the minor leagues.
Yes. And it's a development league too for the big show. Sure. What else did I want to mention here, Joe? I feel like there was one thing I'm forgetting here that I wanted to get into. I wanted to get into this story, and I want your reaction. A couple stories in the news that I need to get your thoughts on. This frustrates me. They're going to call me Jeff Behar, the liberal, again. President Trump says Iran really wants to make a deal. Speaking to reporters outside the White House, Trump said Iran is willing to do things today they weren't willing to do 2 months ago. I support the president. I hope he's successful in whatever he tries to do to better this country. How many times are we going to hear they want to make a deal? They're begging to make a deal. They're begging. They very badly. They want to make a deal very badly. Then make the deal. Because we're the one who called for the ceasefire. I feel like we're the ones who needed to regroup.
I'm wondering if there's anybody still left in Iran right now that is in a power situation. They might even be struggling. I mean, he might get calls from the average little guy down the road saying, "Oh, we want to make a deal," and he's not in power. I don't think they've realized who's left yet, right? Who's the next successor? I mean, I think that's what they're trying.
But they don't even know if he's alive.
They don't even know if he's alive. That's why I'm saying they're still sorting things out. So he might get reports from somebody wanting to make a deal. It could be Joe Schmo down the street. Who knows?
Yeah.
So I mean, listen, it'll play out the way it plays out, and you just got to trust that they're doing what they need to do to make things right.
I hope.
I like the blockade thing.
Yeah, I thought there was a good tit for tat.
I think they should have started with something like that. But I think, they try things, trial and error, and you learn from those things and you move on to a different strategy. It's the way it is, I don't get into an uproar about it. I mean, people are complaining about the gas prices, which are still lower than previous president. So I don't mind, it's just, it is what it is. Let's just, instead of arguing about it, let's just get behind them and let's go. Let's do it.
I think the country did get behind him.
Yeah.
Right? He got the majority in the election.
But they're still squabbling over little things. But you know like what? I hate the distractions. Like I want to know what's going on. Have you heard anything about the war in Ukraine? No. Nothing, right? What happened? Did it just stop?
No.
I happened to speak to a guy a couple weeks ago in Pennsylvania. He was from Ukraine.
Deportations, too. That we don't hear anything about.
You don't hear
anymore.
about that. You don't hear about Ukraine. You don't hear about deportations. You don't hear. There's a lot of stuff that you don't hear about. All of a sudden, it's gone. It's next step. What happened to Savannah's mother? Did we get finalization on that yet?
No.
Gone. Something else. I don't know. I just the media likes to distract. Can we just have maybe a little bit more longevity of a story? Like everybody wants the next best thing.
When you say the media likes to distract, I have come to believe that both sides are just propaganda.
I think they just
one's anti-Trump, one's very pro-Trump.
Yeah.
But neither side's talking about those issues.
Nobody is. No, it's like it's gone. What happened?
One more for you. The federal government is opening an online portal for businesses to apply for tariff refunds. Many of the Trump administration tariffs were struck down by the Supreme Court this year, opening the door for businesses to start submitting claims. But aren't we the ones who paid the tariffs?
Right. Wait, what did the businesses, what business, you show me proof what business was affected. Tell me which one.
Well, what they're not affected like it's a loss they need to recoup, but essentially fees they paid that were determined unconstitutional. So they
what fees though? Where?
Well, there were tariffs. There were percentages charged on things, and nothing that I bought.
Right.
But some people bought things and they were paying an extra, whether it's 10% or 25%, a quote tariff. But my point is, even if you ordered it through Amazon or Walmart or I don't know, Kohl's, I mean, you name it, the customer paid that, right?
That's what you would think.
Businesses weren't eating these fees.
I sold an old car to a guy from Montreal.
Yeah.
Guy gets to the border. The Border Patrol says, "You didn't pay this amount." I wrote him a receipt for the amount he paid. "You didn't pay this amount." They searched cars on like Facebook Marketplace and stuff and found one that was similar, not the car I sold him, for more money, and they charged him more at the border.
Get out of here.
He ended up paying a 30% tariff to bring that car into Montreal from New York, but more because they said, "This is what you paid. You're lying. We're going to take the car." And the old guy he was nervous. And I was like, "That car's got a white roof. I sold you one with a black roof. It was a different car." And he goes, "Oh, I wish I would have noticed," in his Canadian voice.
So are you saying the agents at the border paid them cash?
He had to pay them a 30% tariff to bring that car into Canada.
Wow.
Now, to me, that's not United States charging that. That was Canada charging him.
Sure, yeah.
So, I don't know. Who else had a story that they were charged a fee or a tariff on something they bought? I didn't buy it. Things I bought, I didn't pay any tariffs on. I didn't see an additional line that said, "Okay, your washer and dryer cost $500. Your tariff is $38. This is your total." I didn't see that. Did you?
No.
I don't think it got to that point.
Right.
Maybe the guy that owns the business, maybe the furniture guy. Maybe we should call Carl and see if he paid any tariffs on the containers. I don't know. Who paid? And is this for that? I don't know.
Let's go to the phones. Roseanne Leparco joins us, and she is a master gardener with Cornell Cooperative Extension. If you want to comment or react to anything we were just talking about, you can do so. Call us, message us, comment on YouTube, and we'll do our best to incorporate it. Good morning, Roseanne. How are you?
Good morning, Bill. I think I'm good. I mean, I'm going to be a little lighter in my topic discussion, talking about gardening, but that's a good distraction.
Yes, you got it. Well, because how much gardening can we do? Just quickly, it's Jeff. It's Jeff sitting in for Bill today. But how much gardening can we do when there's a chance we're going to get maybe some snow overnight, Sunday to Monday, or Monday to Tuesday, and maybe we'll hit a little frost as well?
I would till the soil.
That's the point. I mean, you can, there's not a lot you can do. I mean, I was out yesterday and I saw people buying plants, and I had all I could do to control myself to tell them it's really not a good time to buy, especially annuals, or I've seen places selling vegetable plants, starter plants already. I mean, you're going to have to baby those plants, and by that time, they'll be so stressed out they just won't grow very well for you. But what you can do is you could get the soil ready. If you have raised beds, obviously the soil warms up faster, and so we're in the avenue right now where you can plant what's referred to as cool season crops. For example, peas, spinach. You could do direct seeding. These are crops that you don't really need starter plants. You can go directly in the ground with seeds. So peas, spinach, lettuce. They're broken into what they call cool season crops, your cabbages, but you can't do anything with warm season crops. That's your tomatoes, your cucumbers, your zucchini, your peppers. Those plants are going to like heat, and we're not going to get there. Those, to be honest with you, people don't like to hear this, but I recommend traditional Memorial Day weekend to plant those crops, because it takes a while. It's not only the air temperature, it's the soil temperature. We've had a lot of rain. The soil temperature is starting to warm up because you can see the trees are starting to bud out, but they got to have consistent temperatures above 55 degrees, air temperature, and your soil has to be nice and warm. You could do a lot of pruning now. In fact, if anybody grows fruits, whether it's blueberries or raspberries or apples, pears, North Star Orchards is having a fruit pruning class next Saturday, April 25th. North Star Orchards over on Route 233 in Westmoreland. It'll start at 9:30. The Master Gardeners will be there with information on pruning as well. So come out to North Star, because this is the perfect time to get your fruit crops pruned. It's really important that you prune them so that you can get the maximum amount of fruit. You can also prune other trees and shrubs. My only recommendation is to be careful pruning anything that flowers, because different trees, some of them will blossom on new wood, some of them will blossom on old wood. So you could inadvertently, for example, lilac is probably a great example. You do not want to prune a lilac now, because right now they're establishing their flowers for this year. So if you're not sure, the really good rule of thumb for flowering trees and shrubs is do not prune until after they flower. And then that way you're not inadvertently cutting the flower blooms off.
Roseanne, it's a little even down here in Utica area is different than up in Remsen. So we're like, even colder. So I haven't even seen any kind of action on my lilac tree yet.
Right, and it's funny how different it is from there to here. And then you could go down. I was down in the Poughkeepsie area, and I can't believe what's budding out and blossoming down there. So it is different, and the snow melt factors into all of that. I mean, right now, obviously here in Central New York, our snow melt issue is a little behind us. But it's not behind you, and up in Remsen and going up to Old Forge, and that way, they're still cold. So you really can't do anything there. Now, the other thing you could do if you're inclined is you could definitely, it's not too late to start your seeds inside. So you could start your tomato seeds, you can start eggplant seeds. My only recommendation, I think, with starting seeds inside, people think a sunny window is enough light. And sometimes, depending on what you're starting, it might be. But most of the time, you need some lighting, whether you do take a shop light, for example, put those plants under, those seed trays under that kind of light. And seeds also like it nice and warm. So to me, if you're going to do seeds inside, it's worth buying what they call a heating mat. They're relatively inexpensive, and you place the seed trays on those heating mats to keep them nice and warm. But it's definitely not too late to start seeds inside. And then the last thing, I did this yesterday, was cleaning all my garden tools. I cleaned some containers yesterday. It was a perfect day to get the hose out and wash stuff down. So those are the kinds of things you could do now. You can also, I did this yesterday as well, I saved some perennials. I overwintered them in the garage and in my shed. I got those outside. Perennials are pretty fearless in this kind of weather. That's what they do. They come back every year, and they take on the changes in the weather. So I played around, and I actually transplanted a couple of perennials in the ground where the soil was workable. I think that's the key to whatever you're going to do in the garden. Your soil has to be not waterlogged, not clumpy. It needs to be what they call workable, it's not compacted. So those are the kinds of things that I think you could do to get you excited.
I'm excited, Roseanne. I really am. I mean,
me too.
The cannon lilies, you can get them out right now, right?
Right, exactly. If you saved any dahlias or those kinds of plants, or if you saved gladiola bulbs, all of those can start coming out. You can start taking a look at them, because a lot of times when you store those kind of plants, sometimes moisture can get in there, and so you'll be able to see bulbs that look a little mushy versus some that are looking healthy. So you can get those ready, and that's another thing that you could start potting up inside and start getting them going. I just started maybe a couple weeks ago some tuberous begonias, because they take so long. If you go to plant them outside, they take forever to get to blossom, but if you start them up inside, mine are sprouting already, and so you're giving them a head start before you put them out into the ground. So get your hands dirty. That's
get your hands
the kind
dirty.
Of thing. Yeah, get your hands dirty. So how's your lemon, Bill? How's the lemon plant?
So Bill is not with us today. Bill will be back on Monday, and
okay.
But Matt is on the line with a question.
Okay.
Go ahead, Matt.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm a little nervous because a celebrity like Joe on this morning, but I'm wondering, where do I take my soil to get tested? I'm trying to grow pumpkins. I've been trying to grow pumpkins for the last 2 years, and sometimes I get them. The weeds are out of control. I can't control the weeds for some reason. But last year we put a ton of horse poop in the pumpkin patch, and I don't know.
maybe that there was a problem with that. Well, the cooperative extension can do soil testing for you. They'll do it depending on staff availability. pH they will do right there at the extension. If you need a full-blown soil analysis, they'll help you with the material to send to Cornell, and then you'll get a complete report back to Cornell, from Cornell, along with recommendations on what to do with the soil. And I should have mentioned this is a good time to do that, because obviously you can't plant yet. So take a bag of soil, like a sandwich bag worth of soil. When you go, just make sure they know that you're trying to grow pumpkins, because they'll take a look at the pH, and then guide you as to whether or not you need a complete soil analysis. It's a small fee. I believe the pH test, I think, is $3, and I think to send the soil to Cornell, it might be 15 or 16. I'm not 100% sure on the fees.
Sounds pretty affordable, though.
Yeah, for sure. Under $20 bucks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, visit our website, cceoneida.com, then click on Home and Garden, and you'll see the instructions on how to take your soil sample. And then, give them a call ahead of time, maybe if you're going over. So if somebody's available for you, they'll be there waiting for you.
And then one other question. I think they're daisies, the yellow flowers that pop up
Those
every
are
year.
daffodils.
Daffodils, yes. Okay, daisies
You're
are
a
those
daisy.
white flowers with the yellow. A daisy if I do. So the daffodils I threw out 20 years ago are popping up in my field in a nice little round circle. When can I dig them up and replant them? And can I separate them to spread them or?
Yeah, you can. I would wait until after they bloom. Let the blooming process energizes the bulb, and so you'll have more bulblets as a result of the blooming process. So wait until after they flower, and then just dig them up, and you'll see you could pull them apart in little clumps and then transplant them somewhere.
Okay.
Matt, thank you for the call. Roseanne, what is it that they would be looking for in the soil? In
terms of the testing?
Yeah.
Well, they take a look at, they'll see if your pH is on the alkaline side or the acidic side, or whether it's neutral in the center. And some plants like it alkaline. Some people like it. Some plants like it acidic. So, for example, evergreens like acidic soil. Hydrangeas will bloom only if the acidity of the soil is at a certain level. Most vegetables are in the middle, but there are some, and pumpkins might be one of them, that like one of those two extremes. And if you don't have the right components in the soil to make it acidic or alkaline, it needs some adjustment. Might need lime, for example, for one end of the spectrum. It might need sulfur for another end of the spectrum to get it so that it's perfect for what you're trying to grow in that particular spot.
All right. Roseanne, thank you so much. As always, Roseanne Leparco, a master gardener, and she's with Cornell Cooperative Extension, and joins us every week, every 2 weeks here on the program to talk about and answer all your questions related to gardening and planting. And thank you so much. We hope you enjoy this spell of warm weather.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. I wasn't familiar with the new crew today, so
no problem.
I was a pop-up.
A pop-up.
Like
I like
weed,
that.
like a spring weed. Here he is.
Well, hopefully I leave you talking about gardening. It's a little lighter of a topic anyway.
For sure. And when Bill's back, we'll get you an update on his lemon tree, okay?
Okay, I'm real excited about that tree. He sent me a picture. It's pretty awesome. So I hope he's still taking care of it very well.
I'm sure he is. His wife won't let him get away with not taking care of it. So,
okay, guys, have a good rest of your day.
You too.
All right, bye.
Again, that's Roseanne Leparco. So
she's so sweet, though. It brings back memories because my grandmother I would consider her a master gardener. In Frankfort, New York, she used to have a rose garden, had at least 100 roses. There was a company called Jackson and Perkins that would sell you would go look through their catalogs and buy your rose bushes, right? This is, back in the day, you just didn't go to the corner Big Lot store or whatever, Lowe's or one of those to buy roses. You would buy them from Jackson and Perkins, and they had a catalog they would send out. Most of the photos from the catalog were my grandmother's roses. Her roses were impeccable. I mean, the best quality. People would come from all over and take photos of her house with all of her different variety of plants, but the roses especially. She had cannon lilies. She had peonies. She had marigolds. That I've never seen marigolds so big in my entire life. And today they're just like little scrawny. This woman, she was a gardener. And I told you, on her headstone, it says, you are closer to God, no closer to God than in your garden, or something that says like that. And my grandfather would grow vegetables. And then she would do the garden, and they would be in the garden all day long. This is what they did from, morning till night after they retired. Obviously they worked before that, but.
Sure.
But they had the best garden tools around, Union Tools.
Yeah. You had Union Tools from Frankfort, New York, and that's where they lived. But my grandfather used to work for Special Metals, and he made these metal things that you would poke holes in the dirt boxes and plant your seeds. Like he started in the greenhouse. He had coal burning. That's where I had my first Utica club when I was 8 years old in that greenhouse.
Okay.
First Ave, yeah. And
when you were 8 years old?
8 years old, yeah, I had a grenade. Because my grandmother was swatting me with the fly swatter, because that's what Italian grandmothers do when you pick on your sisters. And so she sent me out, and my grandfather took me to the greenhouse, and we had Utica Club beer back then, because, Utica Club. Nothing finer, see?
It wasn't a shandy, Joe.
I'm with you. I actually was out to dinner with a couple of friends last night and had a couple of UCs.
Yeah. So, I think the gardening thing is like, it's not as, like, it used to be a thing. I think there's fewer and fewer, like Roseanne master, gardeners, planters. Yeah. So, it's like a dying thing. It's just
with so many things, there's not an attention to detail. And I'm not talking, I am talking about like laziness, Yeah. Like people don't, it's easier to just buy it and put it out there and then in the fall throw it out, literally throw it in a garbage bag and then go buy another one from, like you said, the big box store on the corner. So people, I mean, even
I know.
I'm going to get off on a tangent, and I don't want to go there.
Okay, don't go there.
Listen, we're going to. Speaking of planting and flowers, are you ready to roll up? You know what I'm talking about?
Why is that happening?
You ready to roll up here?
Why is that happening?
We're going to get Joe stoned on the air this morning. No, I'm kidding. There is a new dispensary that's a cannabis dispensary that's opening in my neck of the woods. In fact, in New York Mills.
Oh, no kidding.
I think. What is it? Tomorrow it officially opens. We'll talk with Caleb McConnell coming up in a second. I'll do a quick news update. And we do have, I didn't do it yesterday, so we're going to have 4 qualifiers for Sebastian Maniscalco tickets. We'll give those away before the end of the program today.
Which is a great show.
He is funny. I do make fun of him a little bit, but he is funny. His mannerisms. Anyway, before we get too far behind and I run out of stuff and don't have time to do everything, Smitty, can I get a news bet, please? Smitty, can I get a news?
It's hard to know what.
We have cloudy skies, 57 degrees at 7:42. President Trump says gas prices not very high. The president was asked by a reporter at the White House Thursday how long Americans would have to deal with high gas prices, which have spiked since the war with Iran began several weeks ago. Trump said the prices aren't very high, not as high as had been expected when the war began. Average prices are up nearly 50% a gallon since the beginning of the year. That's not right. 50% a gallon would be if the average price was $3 and it went up 50%,
it would be
the average price would be $4.50.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so we're not up 50%. We're up for sure. Obviously, a whole buck, but that's not 50%. It's more like 25. If you went from 3 to 4. An investigation.
It's not mathing.
It's an investigation underway after a bomb threat made against one of Pope Leo's brothers. Police in Illinois confirmed Thursday they received a call about a reported bomb threat at the house of John Prevost the night before. The federal government launching an online portal for businesses to request tariff refunds. Many of the Trump administration's tariffs were struck down this year by the Supreme Court, opening the door for businesses to start submitting claims. That portal, called Consolidated Administration and Processing of Entries, or CAPE, opens for applications on Monday. The commencement speaker has been cut from Utah Valley University over her comments about Charlie Kirk. The conservative activist was shot to death during a Turning Point USA event on campus last September. Sharon McMahon, who's often called America's government teacher, had been tapped to speak and receive an honorary degree at UVU's commencement ceremony on April 29th. That's now been canceled, though, after anger from Utah Republicans. McMahon last year posted a comment where she condemned Kirk's murder. However, she also said that A public assassination does not erase the harm that many experienced from his words. New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani is still cashing in on his rap career. The mayor's previous music career as Young Cardamom and Mr. Cardamom have been short-lived, but his tax filings show he earned more than $1,600 in royalties last year. That's up from $1,200 that he made in 2024. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 744. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
Some lingering showers around this morning in some spots. No severe weather expected today. Little patchy fog slowing your roll, reducing visibility, and developing sunshine near 70 degrees. Pleasant night tonight, 50, 40s Adirondacks. Small chance of a shower on Saturday with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Otherwise, a nice 75. Showers and maybe some steadier rain Saturday night into Sunday. Sunday's high only in the low 40s. Some spots by Sunday night could actually see some snowflakes. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Landscapers. Don't miss Clinton Tractor Spring Sales Event, April 16th through the 18th. We're giving you the best deals of the season on all of our inventory. Thousands of used and new equipment in stock, all in one location. Get 0% financing on new Ferris commercial mowers, Massey Ferguson, and New Holland equipment. And trailers and used equipment as low as 5.49%. Restrictions apply. It's Clinton Tractor Spring Sales Event, April 16th through the 18th. ClintonTractor.net.
It's hard to know what to do when you lose a loved one. You need someone you can trust to help you navigate all the options. Mohawk Valley Monuments has been providing comfort and delivering quality memorials in our community for over 95 years. Mohawk Valley Monuments has experience with all the local cemeteries, from simple grave markings to intricate family mausoleums. For personalized service, call us today at 315-724-7629 or visit us at mohawkvalleymonuments.com.
Contractors and landscapers, be able to take on more jobs and get your current projects done with Warner Sales and Service. Whether it's the tough lifting and digging or the more precise work with attachments, Warner Sales and Service has the Bobcat rental to make sure your projects get done. Tough work demands tough equipment, so stop in today at Warner Sales and Service, just off Route 365 between Rome and Verona, and at warnerss.com.
Where quality still counts at Warner's.
At Wheelock Disposal Service, we're not just in the garbage business, we're in the people business.
Hi, I've been a Wheelock Disposal customer for over 10 years, and that says a lot. I wouldn't trust anyone else. They're always on time and polite when picking up my weekly trash and recycling. And whenever I need a dumpster or a special pickup, the office staff makes it quick and easy. I couldn't be happier with Wheelock Disposal.
As a family-owned company serving Herkimer and Oneida counties, we take pride in keeping our neighborhoods clean, safe, and welcoming. Whether you're cleaning out the garage, renovating your home, or tackling a big project, our team is ready with the right dumpster, a helping hand, and a smile. We even pick up the stray trash others leave behind. We wave to your kids. We honk the horn. Why? Because we're your neighbors. Call 315-822-3427 or visit wheelockdisposal.com to join the Wheelock family today. Wheelock Disposal Service. We love garbage, and we love our community even more.
Friday means another 50-50 Friday. This week, score a $50 gift certificate to the Closet Boss in Clinton for just $25, exclusively through this station's website. Discover Closet Boss in Clinton, a locally sourced upscale consignment boutique, your destination for a curated collection of new and gently pre-loved designer fashion for less. Head to this station's website this Friday morning, click the 50-50 Friday link, and grab your $50 gift certificate for just $25 while they last.
Get ready for the ultimate country music getaway. Country superstar Riley Green is performing live along with Chris Young, Lauren Elena, and Randy Houser on the second voyage of the Top Shelf Country Cruise. Sailing March 2027 aboard the Celebrity Summit, departing in Tampa with stops in Key West, Bimini, and Cozumel. Enjoy 7 days of entertainment brought to you by Signature Cruise Experiences. Open booking is finally here, so go to TopShelfCountryCruise.com now to book your cabin.
Hurt in a car? Call William Mattar. 315-444-4444.
Hi, Billy Mays here with the brand new Keeler Kill Switch. When that morning show starts yapping about something you can't stand, don't reach for the dial. Just press this big red button and BAM!
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, we're back. First News Keeler in the morning, 7:49. We're kicking the free money question of the day into the next hour. And joining us right now, and I better not smoke because I'll forget to do it next hour. I'm kidding. The grand opening coming up this weekend, in fact, tomorrow, of, this is just called Mills Cannabis. I see your shirt. Mills Cannabis.
Yep.
Caleb McConnell joins us in studio. And you're the owner?
I am not the owner.
No, you're not the owner.
I'm just a bud tender.
A bud tender?
Yeah.
I kind of like this. This is a new job in America.
Yes.
Instead of a bartender, you have a bud tender.
You got it.
You haven't been replaced by AI yet, so that's a good thing. This is a burgeoning business.
AI is way too fast for this kind of business.
Yeah.
For sure.
Way too fast. Yeah, this is more chill and laid back.
So you're going to be open in New York Mills right on Commercial Drive.
Yep.
It's the old Play It Again Sports.
Yes.
So tell us about the business. What do you offer?
So we've got flour, we've got edibles, we've got vapes, we've got drinks, we've got everything you could ever imagine.
And Joe, you were asking just before we went on the air about, is this New York sourced, quote, New York processed? Do we get products from other states? Talk about that.
So we cannot get products from other states because it's still federally illegal. So if you cross the state lines, it's technically still trafficking or whatever.
Gotcha.
So everything has to be.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's trafficking or whatever.
Dude. Everything's got to be processed.
That's great.
That is awesome. Go ahead.
Yeah. Everything's got to be processed in the state, and then all of our products in the store have a little QR code, and you can scan it and track it from seed to what you've got in your hand.
Do we have, because I know there's one, I want to say Oriskany, but maybe there is one in Oriskany, but maybe it's more toward, if you're going toward Herkimer County. We had them on the air. There are local farms that are growing weed now.
Yeah.
Right.
Lots
Big
of them.
greenhouses or something?
Mm-hmm. There's greenhouses, regular fields. They actually prioritized the small hemp farms that were growing hemp at first to get the licenses to produce it first. They prioritized them, which was nice.
You know, Nagel and I we had gotten into a couple discussions about this because, you know, everything in New York State is so heavily taxed. Mm-hmm. And it's very difficult to do business in New York State. But obviously, this is a burgeoning business, a burgeoning economic opportunity, I think, for the state to make some money and for some new businesses to pop up. Also, it has the potential, certainly, obviously, to help farmers. I'm surprised at how, from what I hear, how cheap the product is compared to what I thought it was going to be. Yeah. I mean, can you talk about that? There's just an abundance of flour and other related weed products.
I mean, there definitely is like a range. Like you can get cheaper stuff or you can get more expensive stuff, and there is like a quality difference, but there is a range of prices. It is pretty nice.
I mean, I feel, and I smoked weed when I was in high school, and I think I had my first joint on Miller Road. It was a deserted, like a seasonal road in Mohawk, with a couple of my buddies, and we stole the joint from somebody. I don't know, whatever. That's the first time I ever experienced it. And then in college, we used to grow our own in the closet. They used to give us one of those desk lamps, and we would just put them in the closet and grow our own plant. Mm-hmm. And I would feed it like eggshells and orange peels and goofy stuff, right? But I feel like the quality, I don't know, or the potency is what I want to say, is so much more today than all of that ever was. Because I did a wedding, and they gave me a Rice Krispie treat. Mm-hmm. And she said, we took the weed, we simmered it in butter in the crock pot for like 2 days, and then they strained it, and then they made these Rice Krispie treats. She told me, she goes, only have a little piece. Mm-hmm. And I had a little piece. But then I was like, it's not doing anything. So I had a little piece more. And then I was drooling. I was staring into oblivion. I had no idea where I was, and I was just gone. Like that potent compared to what it was before. Like you would smoke a joint in high school, and you'd be like, "I think I'm stoned," But now you're fried. I I don't care what you do, if it's an edible, if it's the drinks, whatever. To me, the potency is just off the charts today.
For sure. The quality has came a long way.
Unreal. I mean, I had friends that used to have weed and grow weed and really knowledgeable of weed over the years. A very good friend of mine who owns a restaurant in regards to weed, Toca Boca there, Joe Sweet, big into that for years. Mm-hmm. But his stuff was quality back then, but I feel like it doesn't even come close to what's generated today.
Yeah. And I mean, another thing to remember too is THC percentage isn't necessarily everything when it comes to smoking or ingesting. Like it's still nice to like pay attention to the different terpenes that are in stuff and the different type of cannabinoids that are in it too, because you can get different effects out of it.
I don't even know what that is.
Dude.
Yeah,
it is like a science.
Explain what those are. I don't even know.
So terpenes are like basically essential oils that you find in the plant, and they've got like different aromas and tastes. And then cannabinoids are like, they're, I guess, molecules or whatever that are in the weed that will make you feel a certain way. So like, for example, like CBD is like the generic one that probably would come to mind for everybody. And that one's good for like relaxing, anti-inflammatory, that sort of thing.
This is a lot of the things where people talk about the medical health benefits,
right,
helps with arthritis and things like that. Yeah, okay. Yep. And there are products sold that are just CBD, no THC in there.
Right.
We don't have any of those, but yes.
No.
Dude, you're a great bud tender, I can already tell. You mentioned something, you were made Rice Krispie treats. Someone made Rice Krispie treats. Do you guys sell cookies, brownies, Rice Krispie treats, and those kind of things?
We were actually supposed to have Rice Krispie
Scooby
treats.
snacks.
We just haven't gotten them in yet.
Oh,
but we've got like gummies, we've got chocolate bars, we've got all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, it's infused in everything. You mentioned the drinks as well.
Yeah, the drinks are pretty nice.
I wonder, though, those, it seems to me, this is where it gets a little tricky, I think, with the edibles, because as you said, you take a piece of a cookie or a candy or Rice Krispie treat and you go, I don't feel anything, I'm going to have more. And I don't feel anything, I'm going to have more. And next thing you know, you're like, where am I, in outer space?
Right.
I mean, I'll never forget, there's a 911 call with a cop in some state who's like, you've heard this?
Yeah, I have.
And he's like, calls 911. He and his wife had made some weed brownies. They eat them, and he calls up 911. And he's like, you have to send a car over here. We're dead.
It was like time's going by super slow.
So my point is there, though, it can be dangerous, and you get out of hand really fast or really slow, I guess, depending on what your perspective is.
The difference between that and what you'd get from us is like, instead of somebody making it at home and not knowing exactly
how to control
what's in
it, proportion it. Yeah.
So like ours, New York State says every bag of edible can only have 100 milligrams total in the bag. So like if it's 100 milligrams and you've got 10 gummies in there, each one's going to be 10 milligrams.
Sure.
So you can cut that one in half, and then you'd have 5. And most of the edibles that we have, like the gummies, they're all homogenized. So it's not like if you cut it in half, you don't know if that's exactly half of what the gummy is. It's actually... everything's what it's supposed to be.
It's dispersed evenly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Very
Because
cool.
I've seen all kinds of things, like from pills to, little pills to larger, and then I mean, again, it's not my thing anymore. I mean, I don't put it past anybody that does it. It's just not my thing because I am too active, and people might say, Joe, a little weed would help you. Slow it down a little bit, but I can't do that.
Well, this is one thing too. There's 2 strains. There's somebody taught me how to remember this. There's sativa, which makes you feel like a diva, gives you energy, uplifts you, and then there's indica, which will put you into couch.
I've actually never heard the diva thing.
That's the way it was explained to me.
So there is
there's an upper and a downer.
Oh, I see. Well, I probably should have maybe a little dose of the downer, but not so much because I don't want to go crazy. And then, but definitely not the upper. I couldn't. No, can you imagine?
Yeah, I know. You run pretty hot as it is. All right, so we're almost out of time. Grand opening tomorrow. It's called Mills Cannabis. Yep. It's in the former
Play It Against Sports.
Right
over by
Drive.
Raspberries.
Yeah, and the 7 Brew over there, and there's an oil change shop right on that little strip. And if you're just getting into this, or if you're a veteran, I guess, You guys have typically, right? You guys have all kinds of promotions and people promoting products, great deals and all that stuff. Try this sample, etc.
Yep. So tomorrow for
Samples.
We actually can't give out medicated samples, unfortunately.
Oh, you can't. Okay.
I was going to say, man,
Well, you
have
can't.
everybody lined up.
That's why we have the expert here to tell us.
But tomorrow we're going to be having 20% off all day, everything in the store. From 1 to 7, we're going to be having like giveaways. The first 10 people in line at 1 o'clock are going to get a $50 gas card. The next 10 people are going to get a $25 gas card. And we're also going to have like vendors giving away free swag. We'll have T-shirts, hats, all sorts of stuff.
Awesome. All right. Again, it is Mills Cannabis. Caleb McConnell, one of the bud tenders. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for stopping in.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to kick as I said, the free money question into next hour. We do have a busy hour coming up, a lot to get to, and we'll give away those Sebastian Maniscalco tickets. That's coming up. It's First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
From the WB Tain Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
It's day 5 of the U.S. military blockade on Iran's ports. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. 14 ships have been turned away in the Strait of Hormuz, and President Trump says he thinks the blockade could be more powerful than all the bombings halted by a ceasefire. He said last night in Las Vegas,
"We can do whatever we want. And it should be ending pretty soon. It was perfect."
And Fox's Matt Finn reports from Dubai.
Here in the Middle East, we are monitoring the increasing potentiality that there will be peace talks in Pakistan. The president said yesterday on the White House lawn that if there is a deal made in Pakistan, he may go there himself.
Now, President Trump's also brokered a ceasefire in Lebanon.
The ceasefire started at midnight local time between the Israeli and Lebanese governments. It's Hezbollah militants in Lebanon that have been firing rockets into Israel. Their leaders say the ceasefire will be respected, but with their hands on the trigger, anticipating Israeli violations. Iran supports Hezbollah, and Israeli bombing in Lebanon is a sticking point in talks with the U.S. for a broader peace deal.
Fox's Chris Foster. Back to the president who went to Nevada to tout the bigger tax refunds Americans got on average this year, up 11% because of no more taxes on tips and overtime. The president says he helped a lot of workers.
The biggest tax refunds of their entire lives, and you see it. And I just want to say you're welcome. You're welcome.
Today, the president goes to Arizona for a Turning Point USA event, the same day the suspected gunman in the assassination of Charlie Kirk, TPS USA's leader, returns to court for another hearing. They stayed up late in the House, approving a 10-day extension to a controversial FISA provision on foreign surveillance. After attempts for longer extensions were voted down, House Speaker Mike Johnson said after at about 2 a.m.
We were very close tonight. There's some nuances with the language and some questions that need to be answered, and we'll get it done. The extension allows us the time to do that.
The Senate has until Monday to also approve that 10-day extension. America's listening to Fox News.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55. But unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-809-7171. That's 800-809-7171.
It's been a week since the Artemis II moon mission ended, with the astronauts splashing down in the Pacific.
Taking questions about their experience Thursday, Artemis II Commander Reed Wiseman said the spacecraft did so well for them.
They could put the Artemis III Orion on the Space Launch System tomorrow and launch it, and the crew would be in great shape.
But NASA will go over every bit of this second mission to make sure, because, as pilot Victor Glover said, although their flight is done, their work is not.
We are still making changes and learning ways that we're going to support the 30 and 45-day missions of Artemis 3, 4, 5. And so it's really important for us to keep practicing, keeping our heads in the game.
Artemis 3 is scheduled to fly next year. The astronauts on that mission have not yet been named. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
A singer is now a murder suspect. David Burke's been arrested in the death of a 14-year-old. His body was found in the trunk of a Tesla last September in Los Angeles. Burke, who's known as David, spelled D4VD, is being held in custody without bail. Now an update in the search for Nancy Guthrie. DNA evidence under new scrutiny more than 2 months after the 84-year-old mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie believed kidnapped from her Arizona home.
The FBI making clear that this hair sample is not new. It was recovered from Nancy Guthrie's home 11 weeks ago, but they just are now in possession of it. You'll recall the Pima County Sheriff originally sent off DNA samples, including this hair, to a private lab in Florida instead of the FBI lab, and now more than 2 months later, the FBI is confirming it has the hair sample and its DNA results from that private lab. So now FBI investigators are able to employ next generation forensic technology to analyze the sample further.
That's Fox's Chanley Painter. Stocks may keep rising today on Wall Street. Dow futures up more than 200 points. They're also rising for the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 the morning after both closed at record highs, and oil prices down 4% this morning. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
We have cloudy skies, and currently we are at 57 degrees. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 8:05. This news update brought to you by Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Clinton Middle School closed for students and staff today after that threat mentioned a mass shooting at the school. The shooting plot, which involved 3 teenage students, was supposed to happen today during lunch hour. Those students were all arrested. The superintendent of the district says they will not be returning to campus. A meeting is also being planned where the community can express their concerns about that threat. There is a new crisis center opening in the city of Utica, offering people who need mental health support with services available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The Upstate Caring Partners Supportive Crisis Stabilization Center is located on Oswego Street. It provides immediate care for individuals experiencing emotional distress, substance abuse challenges, and other issues. The facility is the 5th state-funded crisis stabilization center to begin operations and serves all of Oneida County. State lawmakers able to keep the state running with another budget extender. The latest will remain in place through Monday as the legislature and Governor Kathy Hochul continue trying to hammer out a deal on a budget agreement. They obviously missed the April 1st deadline. Assembly Speaker Carl Heastie believes discussions are, quote, moving in the right direction. The last on-time budget in New York State was 2010. Last year, the budget was 40 days late. After an invitation from State Senator Joe Griffo, the State Department of Motor Vehicles Commissioner Mark Schroeder was in Utica on Thursday. He met with Oneida County Clerk Mary Finnegan and Madison County Clerk Michael Cavill to discuss recent upgrades to the state's DMV system and how those changes are affecting local offices. Back in February, the DMV closed for almost a full week to overhaul that system. It was intended to modernize the system, giving customers better and more streamlined service, and to help DMV staff serve New Yorkers more effectively. And one man facing charges after police say they responded to a fight at the Stewart's shop on Erie Boulevard. Rome police determined the situation was domestic in nature. They found that a 19-year-old man had allegedly struck a 16-year-old girl. Now Anthony Potter of Rome now facing a charge of endangering the welfare of a child and obstructing governmental administration. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 8:08. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
Some lingering showers around this morning in some spots. No severe weather expected today. Little patchy fog slowing your roll, reducing visibility, and developing sunshine near 70 degrees. Pleasant night tonight, 50, 40s Adirondacks. Small chance of a shower on Saturday with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Otherwise, a nice 75. Showers and maybe some steadier rain Saturday night into Sunday. Sunday's high only in the low 40s. Some spots by Sunday night could actually see some snowflakes. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, cloudy and 56 at 8:08. All right, in sports, the NBA play-in tournament resumes tonight. A couple of teams vying for the 8th seed in the East and West conferences. The Orlando Magic host the Hornets tonight. The 8th seed on the line. The winner gets the Pistons. Out west, the The Suns will play host to the Warriors. Again, the winner gets the 8th seed and takes on the conference's top seed, Oklahoma City Thunder. They are also the reigning NBA champions. The Knicks get into action tomorrow. Game 1 of their 7-game series against the Atlanta Hawks. The last time these two teams met in the playoffs, the Knicks were upset by Atlanta. That came in 2021. Baseball yesterday, the Yankees blown out 11-4 in the series finale against the Angels. But Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, and Ben Rice all went deep in defeat. The two teams split the 4-game series. The Yankees stay home to open up a series against the Royals tonight in the Bronx. The Mets were off Thursday. That's probably why they didn't lose. They'll continue their search for a victory tonight in Chicago. Right-hander Kodai Senga on the hill for the Mets as they take on the Cubbies, and they try to avoid their 9th consecutive loss. All right, we're brief sports because we're going to touch base with our man Scott in Kirkville. He's going to give us some picks for the NBA tournament this weekend, the NBA playoffs, which get underway this weekend. And then before I forget here, I have details on Griffo's recycling event here I want to mention.
Yeah, it's tomorrow at the North Utica at Leland Ave.
I thought you just had it.
Yeah, here it is. Oneida Herkimer Solid Waste Authority. That was his DMV press release. Senator Griffo hosting electronics recycling drop-off. We mentioned this when we talked to the senator recently. You can also do prescription drug disposal. You can get rid of old cell phones and other electronic events. It's happening from 10 until 2 tomorrow at the Oneida Herkimer Recycling Center, which is the same place it's always been. They've changed the name of the road, though. That part of the road is now called Sewage Plant Road. It was always Leland Ave, right? I believe.
Wirtz Ave
or
to
Wirtz,
Leland. Yeah.
Wirtz, yes.
So it's a different name now.
It's Sewage Plant Road.
Sewage Plant Road.
From 10 to 2 tomorrow at the Oneida Herkimer Recycling Center.
Because the water waste facility's down there, too. The water treatment plant is down there.
I guess so.
Yeah,
Maybe
no,
that's
I used to
sewage
go
plant.
there all the time.
Oh, yeah.
It was a routine every Tuesday. I would take my garbage. Best kept secret in upstate New York. I'm going to give it away right now. $2 a bag. You can fill a contractor bag full of garbage, bring it there, dump it, $2. They never charge you for recycling. That's free. And it beats paying all this kind of money you pay for garbage disposal in Utica in the area. Get to the dump.
Yes, that's a great...
They're really nice down there, too. Really nice people.
That's a great point. To be fair, though, I mean, typically you pay a little bit more than $2.
Well, how much
when
is
you
a
put
bag?
it out in front of your house?
How much is a bag?
I think last I knew in Utica, I thought they were $1.60 and $2.10. I could
guarantee they're a lot smaller than those contractor bags I buy over there at Lowe's. And you can fill that thing up to the moon. $2 a bag.
And one of the other things, though,
and they sell mulch this time of year is perfect for that.
You are on today, Joe. You are on. So if you go down there, I guess you could pick up a bag of mulch.
Yeah.
And you can also bring some other stuff you want to get rid of if you're doing the $2 contractor bag.
If you have a truck, they'll dump the mulch right in the back of the truck for you, too, or they sell it by the bag. It's rich, nice soil from all that stuff they pick up around Utica, the trash, the limbs, the branches. It gets composted, and it's beautiful, nice, rich soil for planting.
Absolutely. The event, Griffo's event, tomorrow is from 10 to 2, Oneida Herkimer Recycling Center. I'm looking for the list of... I have it
Well, you
here.
said electronics, so it could be old like tape decks and stuff that have been sitting down in the basement for years, and TVs that don't work anymore, that kind of stuff.
Thank you, Joe.
Confidata's going to be there to shred papers. They're taking prescriptions, drop off old medicines if you don't take them anymore.
It says here in the press release, previous recycling events hosted by Senator Griffo resulted in more than 600,000 pounds of electronics being recycled.
That's great.
That's all stuff that doesn't go in the landfill.
Or on the side of the road.
And then cell phones for soldiers, which is a campaign he does each holiday season. If you have an old cell phone, you can drop it off there tomorrow as well, and that benefits soldiers overseas. They buy them these...
airtime cards.
Thank you, Smitty. You guys just finishing my sentences. Do you know what I'm going to say next?
Our good friend Greeley Ford from formerly of AT&T, started that up with Senator Griffo.
Yes. So that's tomorrow from 10 to 2, and the Confidata part is important. If you have sensitive documents or information, it's great. They'll go down. They properly shred that stuff. You know, if some people have like an at-home shredder.
Yeah, I do.
And essentially it just makes it you put a piece of paper in, and it cuts lines in it. But if you went into the bucket, you would be able to put it back together.
Like, I got time for that.
Well, I'm saying if someone was stealing your information.
Somebody could.
If wanted to steal your information.
But
there's other ones that do it's like confetti, where you can't put it back together.
I take the
if
shredding.
You take it down to Confidata, they'll confetti
You
it.
use that for fire starter.
You could, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like, we live in the country, and you have a burn barrel.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You
Is
can't
that a
have that in the
confession?
city.
No,
you
you
can't
can't.
have that in the city. But you can burn, and you use it to start your, if you have a fire pit party over at the house in the summer, you got a nice fire pit, shred that stuff on the bottom, and it starts your fire perfect.
You going to tell us when your fire pit party is?
You can come up.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Actually, just had a custom fire pit made. I just did. The girl just texted me. It was all done. My friend Michaela Lee, her boyfriend does plasma cutting of the metal. Like, if you're ever up on Route 12 in the old Penn Mountain Inn, you'll see the railings that are all carved out. That's what Kyle did. He did all that. You cut them out in plasma. But he made me a fire pit, and I got the Sasquatch giving the sign with the American flag and the trees in the background. It's awesome. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah, that is awesome, Joe.
You got to come up for a party. We'll have a shandy.
I'm there, dude.
Well, I don't know about the shandy, though.
All right. I'll bring up some Uncle Charlie's then. We'll settle
We'll
for
have
that.
a UC. I'll just squeeze a little lemon in it.
A couple of comments here via the WIBX 950 app. Let me begin on YouTube. Good morning, Tony Baloney. He says, welcome to the Jeff Behar Show. Okay. Matt in Clinton says, my son bought 2 sweaters from a Montreal shop where they had Montreal Canadiens sweaters. He says he had to pay $250 duty for them to get over the border.
Really?
Let's see. Rocky in Utica says gas spiked when the Ukraine war began, but when Biden left office, the price was at $3.08, and Biden oversaw the highest U.S. oil production in history during his presidency.
I don't know. We have to fact check that.
The 308 part is correct.
But didn't he shut down the pipeline? And then when Trump came in, he opened the pipeline back up.
The Canada to the Gulf
Right,
War?
or more production of oil, I think, is happening now than ever.
Okay, so Democrats typically shut down new oil drilling, etc. His point, though, about it was 308. I mean, I know when he left office, it was. He's not far off if he's wrong. There may have been a point during Biden's 4 years where it spiked, and maybe it was tied to the Ukraine war.
Could have.
But again, it was in the 3 to 330 range for a chunk. And then when he left, it was about 310. I think Rocky's absolutely spot on with that.
I can remember in the 90s when we were on the radio, we used to do a promotion for 99-cent gas.
Yeah.
Yep, those were the
days.
It
had lead in it, too, back then,
Probably,
didn't it?
yeah. Well, you had to for the old cars. Instead of putting lead substitute like in them now, or you can run high octane in those old cars now. Like my 1970 Buick that I sold to that guy from Montreal, I did it, high octane. Davey's giving you the finger.
He's giving me the high sign. We got to take a break. All right, so coming up, we'll talk with an assembly candidate for the 118th, which is Smullen's current seat, and obviously he's running for Congress. So we'll talk to Charlie Potter coming up next. Also, Scott from Kirkville, some NBA picks for this weekend, and we'll check in with the Utica Comets and Joe Benson as they wrap up their season this weekend. It's First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
At Wheelock Disposal Service, we're not just in the garbage business, we're in the people business.
Hi, I've been a Wheelock Disposal customer for over 10 years, and that says a lot. I wouldn't trust anyone else. They're always on time and polite when picking up my weekly trash and recycling. And whenever I need a dumpster or a special pickup, the office staff makes it quick and easy. I couldn't be happier with Wheelock Disposal.
As a family-owned company serving Herkimer and Oneida counties, we take pride in keeping our neighborhoods clean, safe, and welcoming. Whether you're cleaning out the garage, renovating your home, or tackling a big project, our team is ready with the right dumpster, a helping hand, and a smile. We even pick up the stray trash others leave behind. We wave to your kids. We honk the horn. Why? Because we're your neighbors. Call 315-822-3427 or visit WheelockDisposal.com to join the Wheelock family today. Wheelock Disposal Service. We love garbage, and we love our community even more.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Friday means another 50-50 Friday. This week, score a $50 gift certificate to the Closet Boss in Clinton for just $25, exclusively through this station's website. Discover Closet Boss in Clinton, a locally sourced upscale consignment boutique, your destination for a curated collection of new and gently pre-loved designer fashion. For less, head to this station's website this Friday morning, click the 50-50 Friday link, and grab your $50 gift certificate for just $25 while they last.
Start your savings at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Now through April 30th, get up to $130 off instantly on the purchase of 4 new Bridgestone or Firestone tires. This instant rebate includes popular models like the Bridgestone Dueler and Firestone Destination tires. Don't wait. These offers end March 31st. Visit Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hello, I'm Oneida County Executive Anthony Picenti. This year marks the 250th birthday of the United States, and we've assembled a special commission to help organize events across our community. In the months ahead, we'll highlight why this is such a historic time for our region. From the signing of the Declaration of Independence to the turning point of the Revolutionary War, the Battle of Oriskany. You'll learn about the people, events, and local impact that shaped our nation. Our goal is simple, to help you love the history where you live, right here in Oneida County.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, we are on the brink of a Joe Load rant.
You
here.
ever hear of 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon?
Yeah, it's you.
He's got nothing on me, baby.
It's only 5 with Joe. Joining us in studio is Charles Potter
from Gloversville.
Yes.
Which, this is the funny part. I might as well get it out in the open. I said, oh, Gloversville, do you know my buddy Glenn DeCannick? He was a cop there. And he starts laughing. He goes, Glenn and I are real good friends. Glenn went to Mohawk. He was a year ahead of me, I think 2 years behind Bill. So Bill was a Mohawk grad, too. And this is how I met Bill, because his brother Brian was in my class.
Gotcha.
You know, and we have this, group. And your circles might start small, but then they grow bigger and interlock with other circles, and hence Gloversville, he knows somebody I know, and there we go.
That's
7
why
degrees
this election day
Load.
you must vote Joe. Oh, you're not running. That's right. I forgot. Good morning, Charles. How are you?
Good. Good morning, Jeff.
You are currently the Fulton supervisor?
I am the, City of Gloversville. I've been there for 14 years on the Fulton County Board of Supervisors. I enjoy my time there immensely. And I thought I'd just jump up to the next level, the ascension level, going to Albany in the assembly seat.
I see here you gave us one of your, I guess this is a palm card, emergency response, economic and job growth, education, and then here was the part where I was forecasting the rant from Joe.
Yes.
This is bridging the digital divide. Joe's up in Remsen, and I don't know if you want to kind of highlight the issues that you have.
Yeah, we have no internet.
Yes.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, if you have, let's just say children in school, if we have another COVID incident or something that keeps the kids out of school, they can't learn from home. There's no internet. Now, it's a couple miles down the road, but they don't want to. In 2026, every home in America should have internet capability, period. I have to have Starlink.
So I've been campaigning on this since day one. When you get to the region of Peck's Lake, you do not have any cell phone service. So I've been advocating for getting a cell phone tower in Caroga Lake, which maybe around Royal Mountain. Perhaps you can get a lease agreement, and then maybe get Verizon, have the hardware, and then the other carriers can piggyback on that. And then that would cover Oppenheim and Afraid. And
because I go out to that Nick Stoner's out there in Caroga, and you can't, sometimes it's real spotty, until they get Elon Musk wants to do Starlink, but in a cell phone version. So you'd have a satellite phone, then you could use it anywhere.
Yes.
Which I think should be the wave of the future.
Interesting.
Forget AI, and let's go to satellite phones.
Well, we live in the 21st century, so cell phone service in Caroga, and I'm just using that as a rural example.
Yeah.
But it's a safety, public safety, it's tourism. So that's just one example that I'm using.
Certainly one of the focuses of anybody running for office and a government official is job growth and new jobs in the economy. Talk about what you want to do and what you see that's lacking.
Yeah, currently in Fulton County, we have planted the seeds over the years. We had the Tryon Technology Park that Governor Cuomo bequeathed to Fulton County. And right now, Niagara Bottling Plant is breaking ground. They're going to be using between 1 and 2 million gallons of water a day. It's going to be 150 projected jobs. It's a $30 million infrastructure project. So I've been on that as a Fulton County supervisor, and just continue to do that when I get to the assembly, is to be a workforce in the district. I'm going to be the district guy. So when I'm out of the day-to-day Albany business, I'm going to be out there listening to my constituents and make sure that they, let's see what we can do for job creation, and touch on those type of subjects.
This might go hand in hand here, but when you're talking about the digital divide and access to internet, and you talked about cell phone gaps, emergency response, right? That can be heavily impacted, I would assume, if someone can't call 911 if they have an emergency.
Yeah, so in Fulton County, we have 18 volunteer fire departments, and 2 paid, one in Gloversville and one in Johnstown. But as I travel the district, the ruralness is just, the response time is very important.
Sure.
So I've been on that since day one of my campaign to make sure that public response time has got to be improved.
Can we talk for a minute here? I saw a headline about maybe some of your petitions were challenged. Can you give us an update on that?
Yeah, so I submitted about 2,000 Republican signatures at the Board of Elections, 4 times as many as required. I also got 118 conservative signatures, and one of my opponents decided to challenge that. And I think the challenge season is over with, but it was just the fact that, I've been doing this since 2012. I have to run every 2 years as a county supervisor. I feel pretty good on the petition process. She chose to use one of her employees out of her office to be the challenger. So I just, it was just kind of Bush League stuff. Let's just get to the voters and let the voters.
So when you said that we're a little past that season, do you think they can be challenged? Are they being reviewed, or is this is a dead issue?
I'm not sure where the challenge flag stands. She did put a general challenge in, and maybe today we'll know if it's been rung through the conclusion.
It sounds like you're confident, though, that you did everything
I'm very
properly.
confident.
How many signatures are required, you said?
500 for the district.
And you got 4,000.
2,000.
Oh, 2,000.
4 times.
Yeah, so whatever. It drives me crazy. This guy goes above and beyond, right? And then somebody's going to say, oh, I don't know if those are all good or something.
Yeah, well, and they'll be reviewed, and like it said, you sound pretty confident that
all it does is just hang things up, right? It just causes a distraction.
It's something that's allowed, though. It's a tactic. It's a technique. You did kind of question though who she essentially sent somebody forward. You're saying to challenge your petitions, and it was somebody in her office.
Yeah, so she's a Fulton County treasurer, and it was a staffer under within her org chart there. So just it's the optics of it that is a little worrisome for the public.
Can we talk about endorsements? Who's gotten behind your campaign? Does the incumbent, well, I don't want to say the incumbent, it's currently held by Robert Small, and he's obviously running for Congress.
Yes.
Is he backing your campaign? Who stepped up to support you?
I'm not at that point yet. I have done, I feel that I've done this campaign in the right frame, the right scheduling, getting the petitions. I've always done my campaigns kind of an ascension. And so I'm still kind of seeing who may or may not endorse. There's a lot of neutrality in this race, which is fine. My job is to beat them at the ballot box and to get the approval of the voters and the constituents of mine.
Can I ask what your take is on this? I can't believe it's been since 2010 the state hasn't had an on-time budget. Obviously, it's late yet again. Your thoughts on that? Yeah,
it's just shameful, the one-party rule. I'm not sure.
It's the same party, and they can't even come to an agreement.
Come to an agreement. No, and I believe what I'm getting is just a lot of, not so much infighting, but overstepping on where the money is going to be spent the most, regionalized. We're a very regionalized state. But from what I understand, they'll be back there Monday just for another budget extension. And from what I understand from my sources, you're not looking at any budget anytime soon.
Do your sources, well, real quick on the extender, they met yesterday and passed one that gets them through Monday, and as you say, they'll probably be back in Albany Monday trying to pass another extender to get them through the end of the week.
Sure.
Do your sources tell you what the hang-up is? Do we have any clue whether it's energy, whether it's, I don't know, Mom Donnie wants things for free, they talk about raising taxes on the rich. What is the hang-up why they can't come to an agreement? Do you know?
The transparency of the Dems and the one-party rule is really, juxtaposing the Republican side. They have to, if Senator Mark Walczyk, per se, has to go back to his district, which is Watertown, and then he has to go down to Albany, which is a 3-hour commute for maybe 8 budget passes, including the extender, and then he goes back to Watertown. I mean, it's just a kind of a colossal waste of everybody's time. So it's the transparency, I would say, is the number one answer. It's just frustration.
Yeah.
It's set in, at least for the Republicans.
I blame the leader. Anyway.
Well, yeah.
I mean, again, if you have a company and the president of the company says this is what I need done by this amount of time,
right,
and you can't produce that, man, heads should roll. Bye.
Well, but look, I agree with you that the buck stops at the top. At the same time, though, it's not like she can say to the senator, assembly leader, you have to get this done by X, because he doesn't actually answer to the governor. He answers to his constituents.
Right, but shouldn't the job be done in a timely manner?
I agree there, for sure.
It's just, it's kind of disgraceful.
Yeah.
And Joe, you're right. It is a business, and it's hurting. I'm out in the district a lot. I'm canvassing. I canvassed for almost 7 hours yesterday, right before the storms came through, and I'm getting a lot of this kitchen table topics, this day-to-day that's affecting the people within the district.
Let me say, though, I know you agree with Joe's point about it being a business, but let's say you get elected. Your Republican leadership, if they tell you to do something and it's opposed to maybe what your constituents want, who are you listening to? Your Republican leader or your voters?
Yeah, I would take that on a case-by-case study. I mean, I know that the minority conference has to stick together, but my focus is to be to the constituents. I am out there listening to them, shaking their hands. Yesterday was very bright. I take off my sunglasses and I look, and trying to earn their trust. They don't know me at Wigwam Tavern,
right.
And I want to get out there. And when I get down there, I'm sure I'll be meeting with the leadership of the Minority Assembly Conference, and then we can take it from there.
Well, I can introduce you to people up there, because that's my neck of the woods.
Yeah, we have
Nancy runs the joint down there at the Wigwam. Yeah, they have a good chowder too.
This district encompasses 4 towns in Oneida County.
Did you just say, though, that if, let's see, the Assembly minority leader says we need to do this as a conference, and it's something that might not be good for your district or opposed to what your voters want, you would listen to the...
Well, he said he would take it on a
case by case,
Yeah. Because sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes you have to vote with your party. Sometimes you have to say, hey, like that guy, what's his name, Fetterman, who's doing right now in the Democratic Party. He's standing up against them, which I give him credit. I think he's outnumbered, but I give him credit for at least being who he is,
Well, but it gets to the accountability point. Are you accountable to the minority leadership or to your voters?
Yes. So what I would, getting down there in my first 2 years, and I'm going to be in the super minority. I'm going to have the least seniority, probably the whole conference. And I would just be, just like when I first got on as the supervisor, we call it rookie row. And I absorbed the knowledge, the tribal knowledge. I was there in a learning process. And that's what I would do, if I get elected, getting down there, and continue to serve my constituents with the white glove service that I do in Fulton County now as a supervisor.
Obviously, as somebody, is this your first run for state office?
Yes.
So it's getting to the voters. You mentioned you were out campaigning or canvassing for 7 hours yesterday. Do you have upcoming meet and greet type events where people can either ask you questions or get to know you better?
Yeah, we've done this. We've had some fundraisers in earlier in the spring or late winter. But no, the meet and greets for me is going on the street.
On a porch, right? On someone's front porch, yeah.
It could be Canajoharie, it could be Johnstown, it could be Remsen. I am going to traverse that district. I have put almost 8,000 miles on my wife's vehicle since January 1st. So
smart man. Always put it on the wife's vehicle.
So I'm going to owe her big time. I'm going to owe her a tire rotation coming up.
For sure, at a minimum.
But no, I'm super excited to continue this campaign.
So in this area, Remsen is part of?
Yeah, what are the four in Oneida County?
Yep, Steuben.
Yep.
Western, Trenton, and Remsen.
Okay. Yeah. So Steuben, Western. It's interesting, too. Okay. Yeah. Places that don't have cell phone coverage. I'm just, you know, I can go from my house in Remsen through Steuben into Westernville over to Lee Center and drop calls. I know the spots exactly because I've traveled it so many times to get to work. I know I can't make a phone call or I can't call into the show between this point and this point because there's no service.
Yeah.
And what do you do when you live in that area? I mean, you have to have a landline probably, and then for emergency situations, it's tough.
It really is, and that's the public safety angle
that
I'm really going to work on. There's a lot of, Herkimer County has a lot of volunteer fire departments, which I plan to keep visiting their chiefs and just listening to my constituents. I mean, that's what I felt like I have done in my 14 years as a supervisor. So, excuse me, and I want to continue that.
If you want a good place to go in Remsen, you can head to Main Street to Stingers, and they'd be happy to talk to you.
I follow them all. on Facebook.
They'd be happy to talk to you over there at Stingers.
And Joe promotes them all, just for the record.
And the last time we were here, Bill surprised me with a question if Connection was still open or not, which is the Cellar Sports Bar down in Gloversville. And so if he was here today, I was going to say, my apologies. I looked high and low and far and wide, and I cannot find any memorabilia that has anything with a connection.
Oh, no kidding.
A book of matches or a coaster.
A chip, a drink chip or something.
Sure. So that's elusive. So I guess they'll just have to have the memories.
Charlie Potter is a Republican running for the 118th Assembly District. That's the seat currently held by Robert Smullen, encompassing 4 towns in Oneida County and a chunk of Herkimer County as well. And it's a significant district, a large district. Website or place where people can go online to learn more about you?
Yes, we can go right here at charlesforassembly.com, charlescpotter@gmail.com. My cell phone number from day one has been on there, and I look forward.
Wow.
That's
brave.
Yeah. So I'm, just transparent. And
518-866-9783. And again, the website, charlesforassembly.com.
Yes.
Charles Potter, good luck. Thanks, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
We'll take a quick time out and come back with more. It's First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
Don't rely on a standard off-the-shelf security system. When it comes to protecting your home, there's a big difference between plug and play and a professionally designed system. At CML Security, security is personal. Their skilled technicians meet with you one-on-one, walk your property, and design a custom system built around your family's needs. From security cameras, intrusion systems, and smart home features, they can also add a level of fire protection to their intrusion systems. They install commercial-grade equipment and provide a warranty on systems that they install. Call CML Security at 315-866-5845 today to schedule your in-home consultation. That's 315-866-5845 or visit cmlsecurity.net. Based in Herkimer, they serve the central New York area. CML Security. Call 315-866-5845. Personalized protection your family can trust.
Get a smile for every season at Rosansky Family Dentistry. For crowns to veneers, we'll keep you smiling all year long. We're also excited to welcome Dr. Kutaria to our team. With her arrival, we now offer Friday appointments from 8 a.m. to noon, giving you more flexibility for the care you need. Call us today at 315-732-1981 to schedule your visit. That's Rosansky Family Dentistry, 1 Paris Road, New Hartford. Find us on Facebook or online at uticasmiles.com.
Don't overpay for your next mattress. Mattress Express is upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer. Bring in any locally advertised price on a brand we carry. We will beat the price. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS or go to mattressexpressny.com.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-730-7788. 800-730-7788. Again, that's 800-730-7788.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York. With 7 schools, 3,100 students, and holding a 92% graduation rate, you can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Perfect for retirees with extra time. Help drive our future leaders with Whitesboro Central School Transportation. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
Megan, I just scheduled therapy for my gas gauge.
Your gas gauge?
It's been through a lot.
Cancel it. Just drive the 2026 Kia Sportage Hybrid all-wheel drive.
Why?
0.9 APR for 60 months.
That'll calm anybody down.
And it gets 35 miles per gallon combined.
My gas gauge just took a deep breath.
See? Healing already.
I'm proud of it. Make that short drive to save.
Go kooky for Kia at Destination Kia. Puppies and babies not included.
0.9% APR with well-qualified credit through KMF. $1,667 per month per $1,000 finance. 720 plus FICO score in lieu of rebates. Offer expires 4/30/26.
Destination Kia.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
8:42 on a Friday. It's your man, Uncle Smitty, and Jeff filling in for Bill on this Friday morning as we kick off the weekend. My arms are still hurting from the wheelchair basketball game, Jeff.
Yeah,
but I will be all right.
Mine would be hurting as well, but I'm glad you had a good time last night. You did well. You had a couple of assists, and the Citron team certainly was dominant and won.
Let's go to my best friend in the whole world, one of my best friends in the whole world, Scott from Kirkville. Hi, buddy. How are you?
Wow. Hey, listen, what an endorsement this is, man.
It was a good intro. Smitty asked if he could
Good
take
intro,
the
I'll
lead
tell
coming
ya.
back. Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know. I'm speechless now, which a lot of people say, oh, that's a good thing. Keep making sure he's speechless. But I'm glad you had a good time. I heard you tried to take a charge, and I a little worried about that, Dave.
No, I didn't get a charge.
No, I thought you were trying to take one, so they could be hurt. Hey, former President Biden just can't get a break. He was up here in Syracuse, and they're supposed to have introduce an oil portrait of him, and unfortunately, the oil prices are so expensive they canceled it.
There's water paint instead.
Yeah, well, no, what they did was they took one of those promotional pictures he did when he was starring in Weekends at Bernie's, and they used that. So, so they couldn't tell the difference. They said, so it worked out. It worked out pretty good there. But hey, you know what? Viagra and Disneyland actually have something in common.
Oh boy, Scott, where are we going with this?
Well, let's face it. Both things are a 2-minute wait for a 3-minute ride. So.
Okay.
So anyway, guys.
Scott, how about the picks this weekend?
Well, that's the thing is, it's a bad week now. I'll tell you one thing, and this is why I don't bet baseball. And your favorite team, the Yankees, or something like that. Classic example. If you bet them in the 4-game series, the Yankees split with the Angels 2-2.
Yep.
Trouble is, the Yankees are always a 2-1 favorite. Like if you want to win 100, you basically have to risk about 200. Well, they lose the first game, so you're down 200. If you try to win 100 back, you only get 100 back for game 2 and 3. So now you're even. And it's Fried's pitching. Fried can't lose, right? It's Angels, best pitcher on the team. Well, you lost. So you would have lost $200 in the series the Yankees split 2-2. What I do is bet profits on batters that are hot. And Trout, people didn't know this too much, but Trout is the second active batting average in Yankee Stadium. He's hitting .352 coming in to Yankee Stadium. And you can bet bases, which I like to do, where it's like bases. It's like you get a single, you get your credit for a base. If you hit a double, you get credit for 2 bases. Well, Trout over under 1.5 bases was plus 140 basically for every game. So I took a shot, hit the first 3, and I said, well, I'm going to play him one more time. And of course, he hit a home run in every game. So he's 4 bases or plus. So that's the only way I would go in baseball, because I don't know how you make money when you're constantly, if you bet a favorite. And you basically have to win 3 out of 4 in a series to make any money. So I'm kind of waiting for the 2 weeks away from the Derby. That's where my mind sort of is. I'm looking at the horses. There's no super horses this year, guys, and it's going to take some interest as far as digging up real good horses. They're all basically equal. There's about 5 horses that might stick out, but we'll see when they draw in a week.
What are we, 3 weeks from the Derby or 2?
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2
Yeah,
weeks.
First week in May, and it's early this year, May 2nd. And so all the big races are done. If you're qualified or you haven't qualified. Last year it was easy. It was sovereignty and journalism. And the funny thing is, I like this horse Baeza that wasn't even in the Derby, didn't qualify, but 2 horses scratched out the day before the Derby. He gets in and finishes 3rd in the Derby. So it was an easy trifecta in the exactas. This year, I'm looking at 5 horses right now, but you got to look and see where they draw, because they're not that super over. Where if they get a bad draw, it might affect them. So I got 5 horses in mind of the 20 they're going to be running, but there's a sovereignty horse in it this year. That was pretty easy last year.
Do the Knicks get out of the first round, do you think?
Yeah.
I don't know. We always seem to struggle with teams that we're supposed to beat. So.
Yeah, well, remember last year with Detroit? Detroit was supposed to be the team, right? And I think the Knicks won 3 on the road, I believe. It was a weird series. Detroit beat New York in New York, and the Knicks kept beating Detroit in Detroit. As long as you got a guy like Brunson, that's when I mean, it's like college. It's guards that dominate because that's where the ball is handled. And if you got a guy like Brunson that can draw fouls and shoot, you're probably going to be in every ball game. And remember 2 years ago he got hurt against I believe the Pacers or somebody. Remember he got hurt, and they were in it. As long as he stays healthy, he's playing well. The Knicks can go anywhere. And the Celtics are the crazy ones, right? I mean, they got rid of half their team. Tatum's out for 65 games.
Yeah, something like that.
Second, and the West Coast seems to be the better of the two divisions. If you kind of look at the teams and
I think I agree with
stuff
you.
Like that. And so they got a good shot. The NBA is weird. The officiating is big. You saw what happened in the Miami, just that last game in Miami. I mean, a guy goes down early and he doesn't even get a foul. I mean, it's a foul one way or the other.
You're talking about Bam Adebayo.
Got knocked down, or he knocked down the guy, and there's no call one way or the other. I mean, you got to wonder.
That was the LaMelo Ball situation. I touched on that in sports, that he was suspended, fined, I think $25,000 or $35,000 for that incident. So let me ask you this. We've got Joe Benson coming up, and I still have to do the Sebastian Maniscalco tickets. Do you have any what you would consider to be locks for this weekend, whether it be individual games or for a series?
NASCAR.
I think Judge is in the zone. They're playing Kansas City. In fact, Kansas City was weird. They came all the way back against Detroit to lose in the 10th inning, 10-9. I think they've lost 7 games in a row. The pitching staff, I would just bet Judge over what we're talking about, 1.5 bases each game, and usually it's a plus. So if you lose one, you can make it up. So I'll do that. Or if you think Stanton's finally going to get hot, you find teams like that. But like I said, I really don't look at baseball, especially in April and May. I mean, every team wins 60, every team loses 60, even the great teams, and that means the other 40. That's a heck of a stretch where it's just difficult there. And I don't want to give anything. I'm hoping people took the Michigan pick. I gave that out in November. They were the best team, and you still could have gotten plus 500 a month and a half before the tournament started. And so I hope people kind of listen in November, because you could have picked up 800 then. But
Scott, we appreciate it. You mentioned Stanton,
no problem, guys.
Aaron Judge, Stanton, and Ben Rice all went deep yesterday. We hope that they can stay hot through the weekend. That's Scott in Kirkville.
And just remember, 1.5 bases. So say you're a home run, that's 4 bases. So all you need is a single or a couple of doubles.
So does the big Sudsy tour start up in the springtime or the summertime?
Well, it's probably it looks like the summertime. With the weather and stuff. We're gonna start out in Trumansburg. They love us there. Ryan Noble jokes go over big in Trumansburg. I tell you that right now.
Okay, thank you, Scott. We'll appreciate you joining us. We'll talk to you again next week. We're going to transition now over to Joe Benson and the Utica Comets, who will wrap up their season this weekend. Good morning, Joe. How are you?
Hey, morning, Jeff. How's it going?
Good. It was a good fight. They certainly turned things around, but the Comets come up short for postseason anyway, right?
Well, we're still alive.
Wait, is that right? Because I looked at the standings this morning. I've got you guys. I've got the Comets 4 points out of that last spot. Am I wrong?
That's correct. We are 4 points out. If we win tonight and tomorrow, and Rochester loses all 3 games this weekend, we would tie them in points and have the tiebreaker. So,
still alive.
Possibility. Still alive. It's going to be tough. Rochester can't get a point, so we need some help. But it's still a possibility.
The Comets 6-2, 1-1 in their last 10 games. Again, this team was really able to turn it around after a shaky start. The final home game of the regular season, and hopefully there is a postseason, it's against Providence tonight, and then they end on the road tomorrow against Providence.
Yep, so fan appreciation night tonight. We'll have karaoke over in the Village from 5 to 7 before the game, and then should be a great crowd. Hopefully, hopefully, like you said, more home games to come here in the next couple of weeks with potential playoff series. But yeah, it's going to be a good game tonight. Providence, obviously, the league's best team, and hopefully the Comets can bring their A game.
Absolutely. It's a tough way to end against, as you said, the league's best team. The Comets 6-2-1-1. Joe, I apologize. I thought I didn't realize Rochester had 3 left. So the Comets still on the fringe. There is a chance they could get into the postseason.
Yep. So Rochester is a 3-3. They're home against Cleveland tonight. They'll be in Wilkes-Barre tomorrow, and then in Hershey on Sunday. So not easy games for them. We got to hope Cleveland can take care of business tonight, and then hopefully the Comets can take care of business on their end, and we'll see what happens.
Joe, it's Davey. If we do make the playoffs, do you guys know who you end up playing, or would you know that after Sunday?
We would play either Toronto or Cleveland in a best-of-3 play-in series, depending on who finishes 4th. So right now, Cleveland's in 3rd, 1 point ahead of Toronto. So Toronto's in 4th right now. Cleveland's 1 point ahead of them, so that's still up in the air too. Who's going to finish 4th? But it would be a best-of-3 starting sometime next week.
All right. Joe Benson with the Utica Comets again tonight. The Comets have fan appreciation night at the Adirondack Bank Center as they take on Providence. It's the regular season home finale, and then the Comets will wrap up the season on the road tomorrow playing at Providence. Let's go Comets. We wish you the best of luck. And Joe, thanks for joining us all season. We appreciate it, man. You did a great job.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I really appreciate it as well. Go Comets.
Go Comets. All right, as we say tonight, it is the regular season home finale and fan appreciation night. So if you have a chance, go down and check it out. I know the Comets diehards will be there for sure. Smitty, let's step aside for a minute. We got to give away these Sebastian Maniscalco tickets. Let's take caller 5 as our 4th qualifier. Then we will do a drawing with the 4 names. Somebody's going to get tickets. We'll take caller 5 right now for one more qualifier for the contest. 7360186 on WIBX.
Looking for a reliable ride without the brand new price tag? Then spring into savings at Steet Pawnee Chevrolet in Herkimer and explore our incredible lineup of Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicles. Whether you're hitting the road for weekend getaways or just upgrading your daily drive, every Car Bravo vehicle is backed by a certified warranty and low financing options, so you can drive with total confidence. Right now, qualified buyers can take advantage of fresh spring offers, including 0% financing for 36 months or as low as 4.9% for 72 months. Plus, Car Bravo vehicles come with a 1-year, 12,000-mile warranty on over 30 different models from 13 different manufacturers. But don't wait. These spring savings won't last long. Together, let's drive to Steet Pawnee Chevrolet, where it's always easy to do business. Visit us on State Route 28 in Herkimer or online anytime at SteetPawneeChevy.com. Credit must qualify top tier through GM Financial. All taxes and fees due on delivery. Must take delivery by April 30th, 2026. See salesperson for details.
Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. Paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
Start your savings at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Now through April 30th, get up to $130 off instantly on the purchase of 4 new Bridgestone or Firestone tires. This instant rebate includes popular models like the Bridgestone Dueler and Firestone Destination tires. Don't wait. These offers end March 31st. Visit Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer or online at tallmanstire.com.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, we are back to wrap things up here on a Friday morning. Bill is back with us on Monday. We are going to draw now for the winner of the Sebastian Maniscalco tickets. It's happening tomorrow at Turning Stone. Is this going to will call, or are they picking them up at the radio station?
This is Bill's deal. So I think at will call.
Okay. All right. I got the 4 names. We have Tim in New York Mills, Wayne in Utica, Sean in Rome, and then we just got Patty on the line for our 4th qualifier. I got them all on this paper here, or all on paper in this cup here. Smitty, go ahead. There's 4 there. Pick it out. And the winner is...
Wayne.
Oh, it is Wayne. Wayne in Utica. Good job, Wayne. Congratulations. Hope you enjoy the show. We need to follow up with Wayne about whether he's picking up tickets here or if it's going to be at will call at Turning Stone. Thanks to everybody for playing in the contest. And did we have any cash winners this week?
Yeah.
No, we don't know.
Yes, Tim from New York
Tim
Mills.
won
Yes.
the free money question. All right. Well, Tim, enjoy the money, and that'll be sent out in the mail as well. All right. So just to quickly recap here, I want to thank Joe for sitting in this morning and for sitting in yesterday. Really appreciate it. Joe brings a ton of energy.
I always love having Joe on.
He knows. It seems to know everybody, and certainly he knows the history on local businesses, and the ones that are still around, he plugs the heck out of them. We appreciate it. Thank you, Joe. Glad you could join us this morning. Rocky and Matt, thank you for commenting via the WIBX 950 mobile app. I want to say thank you to Nick, who had some kind words regarding the situation with the family dog there. Nick, I appreciate that. His comments on YouTube. Good morning to Tony Baloney. Who do I miss? Ja Wick here. Good morning to you as well.
One quick plug I'm going to do, Jeff. Opening weekend of Vernon Downs. Opening tomorrow. First race, 5:05. So if you're looking for something to do, go on out to the track. Vernon Downs tomorrow, 5:05.
Good job, Smitty. Excellent job this week. We're back here on Monday. Bill's back as well. Have a great weekend.
From the WB Tain Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
There could be more U.S.-Iran talks this weekend. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. In Pakistan, and President Trump's even suggested if there's going to be a deal to end the conflict, he might even go, saying in Las Vegas last night.
The war in Iran is going along swimmingly. We can do whatever we want.
As the U.S. military blockade on Iran's ports in the Strait of Hormuz continues a 5th day.
The